Alrighty, guys, welcome on this fine morning to a incredible episode of the Unholy Trinity podcast.
Oh yeah.
And that is, of course, presented by your glorious host. This is too much hype. The Unholy Trinity.
We are glorious.
You were fucking hype. My name's SZL. I'm breaking the chain of the fucking introductions. Fuck you. I am your mother. Who are you?
Breaking a chain like a slave to his master.
Like, okay.
I wank off faster.
My name's Deo.
That's a rhyme.
That is a rhyme. That's a very good rhyme. Welcome to the pod. It's a very pleasant morning.
Yeah, this is pretty early for us, I guess.
Like the second time we've done this time.
Yeah. Well, we've probably done it a couple more times, I assume, in the past.
Yeah.
In our entire history of doing this. We're coming up on 3 years in July.
Is that true?
Well, not the pod
Anniversary
necessarily,
time.
but the Unholy Trinity as a collective, I guess.
Yes. If you guys remember our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we
That's
remember our
pretty
YouTube
dead.
channel.
I just said Traniversary.
Traniversary. Like,
Like
Tri-anniversary, but
Oh.
it's a Traniversary.
could be like an anniversary celebrated in Transylvania.
That's
Oh,
true.
sure.
Is that Romania? Or is that fake?
Fuck. That's actually a good question.
I forgot.
Or we could just assume our you know, trans alter egos.
Yeah, yeah. We
Do
support
some-
trans people.
Do some queer tongue clicks and finger snaps.
Is that exclusive to the trans people?
I feel
no,
like
just-
that is just a...
I said
That
queer for a
stereotype,
reason.
mate.
I said queer for a reason, bro.
Alright. A bit.
It's Pride Month, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You,
Is it still
it is
Pride
a
Month?
funny thing. Oh, wait. Well, I'll actually continue. Let me just introduce myself. Wait, have you did your...
I did. I
Yeah.
said my name.
I'm Jack, by the way. That's... Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Jack, by the way.
You know, a funny thing I noticed, just whenever I come into work, and it's like, the place I work, we kind of like dress up a little bit. And I swear to God, it's like Pride Month every month, because I come in and then someone's like, oh, wear something rainbow or whatever, because it's Pride Month. And I'm like, is
Wait,
it
it was
always?
Pride Month
or
last
it's
month.
like, I don't know. Yeah, I just lose track of when things are.
Man, every month's Pride Month, if you're pride enough.
Yes. that
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I don't
if
know where I was
everyone's
going
Pride
with that
Month,
story.
if every month's Pride Month isn't even special anymore. Because, like, you're normalizing Pride Month. If every
Isn't
month's
that a
Pride
good thing?
Month.
Normalizing
Yeah.
pride.
But then you won't have Pride Month. It's like if everyone's a superhero, no one's super. You know?
They're just heroes.
But also, who cares?
Exactly.
That sounds
That's something for
fine
you guys
to
to
me.
think
though.
about. So think about
Leave
it.
a comment.
Leave a
Leave an
comment.
email.
Yeah. That was a pointless story on my part. I'm sorry. I
not
literally
pointless.
had no...
Yeah, we made it
It's a-
audience
there was no
interaction.
direction.
It's
I
a
was just like,
commentary
huh.
on our society.
I feel like it's the commentary of me just like being forgetful and just be like,
It's Pride Month.
yeah.
I'm
On
proud
June.
of my the capacity of my something cortex.
Yes.
What?
Crazy.
Hippocampus.
Bro, it's too early in the morning for me to be going, what part of the brain is what? Like, you know, I don't know.
The
Right?
middle.
Middle.
The middle part of the
You
brain.
say it's the mid part of the brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of mid, what are we talking about today?
Oh, we'll get to that. Oh,
Jack's brain based on mid.
So first, let me ask you, how are you boys doing? I haven't seen you for a little bit.
It's been more than a week. I'm
Been a
afraid to say.
long day.
It's been.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you
Oh, you know,
about-
do you remember that Angel song from Fast X with Jimin in it?
Yeah.
You know, it's like Angel Part 1. Well, Part 2 came out, and Part 2 has Charlie Puth on it.
You,
Okay.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he going to be in the second movie?
No,
No?
it was just,
It's just an afterthought?
Come on.
well, it was a pre-thought because they
They
cut
did
out
it
the first
before,
one, Part
but
1.
they just
so-
didn't include
Yeah.
it.
Harley
All
Truth
right.
cameo.
All right. Well, I'm doing fine. This fine morning,
Yeah.
Yes.
woke up, made coffee and a bit of breakfast.
Yeah.
Gave coffee.
Yeah.
How about your guitar? You could see in the camera.
It is.
Describe it for the audio listeners, maybe.
Yes, it's another blue thing I bought. It's cool.
Other than the blue dildo in your pocket.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I keep it for emergencies. Portable. Very compact, easy to bring. That's that.
Looking around your room for things that are blue. You don't have many things that are blue.
I'm blue. Double D double da.
Oh my
Wait.
god, I slapped the fucking
But cool guitar,
That-
got it for cheap.
yeah.
Has a whammy Floyd Rose thing, which is mad.
That's pretty
Wibble,
cool.
wibble, wibble, wibble.
That's
Getting
a
the
wiggle
whammy
wiggle.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I did yesterday. Got
Yo.
this thing.
pretty lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, not much to talk about in Boring Lives, except
Oh,
I had an interesting shift yesterday
yeah.
because it was very dead. There was actually
Ooh, that's a
nothing
good
happening.
shift.
I probably should have been like trying to save hours and shit, but
Just
I
sleep
didn't
on
because
the
I can't be
shift.
fucking bothered. And then the head office just randomly walked in, said hi, like executive top of the state
Yeah.
walked in, said hi. I was like, "How you been?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I've been okay." And then she checked our store's emails and then fucked off.
Is there incriminating evidence in your emails, man?
No, I don't check the store emails. I don't know what's in there.
I
She
think-
checked her own email
Okay.
Cool.
that she sent to the. Other than that, and then that was the most eventful thing that happened until, because you know where my store is at, like you two kind of have an idea already. It's across the primary school.
Yeah, tell the address to the people.
Oh yeah, sure. It's at the corner of your mom's house and your dad's.
Is it next to the gas
Damn,
station?
really?
Yeah.
You're really
Then I think
roasting
I know
divorced
that one,
kids out
yeah.
there, bro. You said on the corner of your mum's house. Your dad's. Why do they live on the same? Yeah, sure.
They're
But
separated.
you're like, okay, you
They're
know where it is.
separated, but they're on the same corner.
And then there was a car
Yes.
crash.
Oh,
Car
shit.
crash on the intersection. I didn't.
Because it's a relatively busy.
It's a relatively busy intersection, and it is shit. The traffic signaling is terrible. Because it's one of those. It doesn't give you the light for right turn. You have to wait for all the cars to finish going
And then you
straight
get,
on before you can turn.
Oh.
So I didn't hear the bang from the crash. I was told by a person who was taking orders to drive through. The car came in. It was like, someone call an ambulance, and I'm like, okay,
Why don't you call an ambulance, man? Fucking.
because he's busy ordering food. God damn it!
I don't get paid to
Okay.
call the ambulance, man.
He's
I was off
he's
shift,
doing
man.
his
Yeah.
online order, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Somebody call the ambulance."
You just should have picture.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
literally by that time I was I finished working, and then
Did you call the ambulance? Or you
yeah, I was the one that called the
didn't?
ambulance.
Yo.
Very nice of you to
Other
do.
than the there was a person, I guess a casualty by then, but he was still conscious enough to make a bunch of phone calls. He was the one that called the ambulance first.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
was the one that gave probably more details than I assume they would have been able to.
Like location.
Location, everything. Because I was familiar with it anyways. And our store has first aid kits. And
yes.
I'm technically first aid trained, but in that moment I just froze.
Yeah.
All I could do was really call the ambulance.
Oh,
I gave him some antiseptic spray, and then I fucked off.
thank you for your
'cause
service, man.
Paramedics just happened to be dining in our restaurant.
That is that is a
Yeah,
crazy
coinky-dink.
coinky-dink, right?
And
yeah.
it's just two of them. They're just minding their own business, but they've got their cars parked in the car park. They've got all their first aid kits with them
Mhm.
because they just have those. I called emergency services and they came along, and I would say things are all good. I don't know what happened to the casualties. It was like minor physical damage, but one of them definitely was more traumatized by the whole situation.
Yeah, you as
But,
expect,
yeah.
It's
just two
almost
people.
like they knew. The paramedics were already there
Bro, don't say
before.
this is an inside job. This isn't like
I'm just saying,
Okay.
man. It's like they knew.
Sure.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Actually, yeah, sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, this is gonna change the topic
Sure.
slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of like incidents, I guess. I was telling Dia about this. None of us were involved in this, by the way. But there was like a hostage situation in the CBD on the same street that you guys get the tram to uni, right?
Collins in
Oh,
it.
Collins? Okay.
Yeah. So, and he like missed it by like an hour or some shit.
Right.
It's probably at 8. I went to
Yeah.
uni at 9.
Right.
But yeah, thankfully it was all
Yeah.
good. It all worked out or whatever. But like,
I heard about it.
that doesn't really usually happen in Melbourne.
Kind of funny.
Like,
Yeah,
I
you don't
think.
usually get robbed at a tram.
No,
Unless
like,
No,
they-
it was a robbery and then a hostage situation.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's like, yeah,
Usually you get robbed at a train station, but this one this
you
time's
get
different.
yeah. Frank's did very.
Yeah.
We were talking about this at the dinner table at home.
Yeah.
We're like, you rob a tram. The tram driver's door is locked shut with reinforced glass. You're not going to get in there.
Yeah, that was kind of like the situation, right?
You go into public transport. People who take public transport are not worth robbing.
Yeah, they weren't robbing the tram. It
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
they were trying to.
The
They
story
robbed a
was-
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got on the
escaping.
tram and wanted to get off the tram. But yeah, the driver's in that reinforced room. So
Yeah.
he started just freaking out, I guess.
Because the police already came, so he wanted to get off, but the tram driver's like, "Nah, man."
Yeah,
Or so he's like, "Nah, I must stab these cunts."
yeah, that was
it's
kind of
like,
like,
dang.
yeah,
It was a Route 48 tram.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't get on the 48.
took it on the 48.
Mm. Yeah.
So then-
If anything, that public transport has done well. Safety for public transport workers.
Yeah, good on that guy, the Mr.
but not for
Driver.
anyone else.
It's
No,
like,
no, which is-
You go into
that's how
public
they
transport
keep it.
anyways. There are signs everywhere in the tram for like, this is the number to call. Here are the details of this tram, and they're just free numbers, so anyone can look at the numbers, walk off, call the number, and tell emergency
Yeah.
services. It's this tram, and this tram is always being tracked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think the thing was like the police already were in the scene. That's why he
Yeah.
took people hostage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So good on the cops for doing the job. Sometimes they don't.
The cops are a bit weird about it, though. If you watch the clip,
Oh, yeah, they're very aggressive about
They
it.
were very aggressive, but it's fair. It's also, like, I guess, yeah. But yeah. Shall I move on to something a little bit lighter? Just one little silly thing that I wanted to talk about
Yes.
before we get into the main meat of the episode. Just thinking of like, this week I've been looking at random shit on YouTube.
Oh,
and
yes.
it's led me down really funny rabbit holes. The first
Oh
thing,
boy.
for some reason, I've been looking at the
He's done an
strategy
engineering degree.
of like SEAL Team 6
That's pretty
and how
engineering.
they took out Bin Laden.
Nice.
That was a really interesting story. And I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. That led me down a whole rabbit hole of like, it ended with me being like, I'm pretty patriotic with Obama giving the speech of how they got Bin Laden, and I was
God
kind of
bless
popping my fist in the air going,
America.
"Ooh, America!" I don't even like America,
Fuck
bro.
yeah.
Did you explain how Osama was hiding in a hole? In a
No, he
cave
wasn't.
somewhere?
He wasn't.
Did
No,
he
what's
come out
that?
the
You know the
closet?
famous picture of like the Osama diagram and like there's a fan and a vent. He's hiding in a hole.
He's the imposter.
I don't know what that is, but that's not accurate at all. He was in
Who
just
made that?
He was in a
Dang.
compound. That's why it was like an actual like it was a big
The raid. Yeah.
raid, yeah. And a stealth raid, by the way, because they didn't want to let the government and had to fly these Black Hawk choppers. But then one of the choppers crashed and fucking flipped
then
and shit.
alerted the
It's insane.
guards.
It's pretty fucking insane.
There's some Metal Gear
But
shit.
how much of it really happened is my actual question, because a lot of it seems like some of it seems a bit action movie, and I'm like, I don't
Did you
know if
watch
this
a
is entirely
documentary
accurate. They
or,
might
like-
be hyping up some of the stuff that.
You watched like a documentary.
Yeah, I watched a
Yeah.
couple, and then I watched Obama's address.
Oh yeah.
The other rabbit hole I went down was Tom Cruise Scientology.
Mm,
He's going to argue it's a lot of Australian like interviewers
was
because
on
Nicole
60
Kidman
Minutes,
is
yeah.
Australian. His ex-wife.
right.
She was on 60
Yeah.
Minutes with
Yeah.
Peter. What's his name?
Griffin.
Yeah.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah, he's a funny man. In all honesty, I'm not like Tom Cruise is cool and all, but like also, but he's also kind of not. He just happens to have a big platform and be like a cool actor dude, but his ideology is a little bit fucked, and I don't know. He was very weird, where he's like trying to tell other
He's free
people
to
what
what
to
he
think, but they're going, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. What do you want?
Oh, they asked the question, man.
No, yeah, it was this funny interview where this guy was like, because Tom Cruise was like very outspoken about why this other, I think, celebrity should not receive any help for her depression.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then the interviewer is like, yo, what the fuck? Why? And he's
drugs
like,
bad.
because it's bad. And he's like, but she said it helped her. And then he was like, yeah, but it's bad. That's kind of like, and then the interview is just like, so basically, even if it helps them, they shouldn't do it because Tom Cruise says it's bad, right? And then he's like, that's not what I was saying, but he was saying that. Tom Cruise, you were saying that.
It's bad.
But it's okay. Movies are back. Mission Impossible's coming out next month, and I'm pretty hyped for it.
Yep. Cool.
Scientology's weird.
Can we
Sorry.
please pause the episode? I've got an emergency.
He's calling the ambulance again. Watch the camera. Anyway,
The Jack and Dia podcast.
welcome to the
We'll
Jack and
we'll
Dave
see if this ends
podcast.
up in the episode.
We can
talking
keep it
shit.
in. We can talk about things. Your nice Demon Slayer. Is that new shirt?
Yeah, no, this is old. I got this last year.
Ah.
Yeah. Because I've always liked demons. So this is what I mean. I don't know why you said
I have
you thought
been
me I was
mistaken,
Lachlan.
bro.
You conflated the stuff, mate.
Mixed up the memory.
The memories.
The memories. Oh, the memories. Yeah, I think I'm getting old.
Yeah.
It's like, when grandparents be like, hey, are you my second
Why?
yeah, I was gonna say grandchild, or are you my wife?
It's like when Biden turns to
Biden.
he turns to I think his sister and goes, "My lovely wife Jill" or something. Do you remember
Yes.
that thing? Yeah.
I think I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, Biden's kind of like old, man.
They're all fucking old.
Yeah,
Politicians
but
are
like Biden's especially like old in a funny way.
yeah, but like
He keeps forgetting like his speeches and shit. He's like, oh, but
he's also funny. He goes out and goes, "Yo, is there any ice cream around?"
Yeah, he's like a
You know
real
that thing
old
about when
man.
he went to a little school shooting and gave a speech going, "Oh, I just came here for the ice cream," and the crowd applauds. Fucking
Very,
Americans
very
are kind of
good.
dumb. Like honestly, it's like
They do be dumb,
yeah.
you know.
But I'm also an American patriot.
You're
It was
a
just in
real
the case
patriot.
of Bin Laden, bro. I was like, that was bad.
Cause fuck Bin Laden.
Yeah.
I really like those towers, man.
Damn. I mean,
But
Doesn't
what
seem like a
happened
great
to
guy.
Building 7?
what?
Building 7.
What's Building 7?
It's like the third building that fell when no plane crashed into it.
What? Really?
Look it up.
The fuck?
Dude.
But it's not a twin tower.
No, so what happened was, so they got the Twin Towers,
Yeah.
then they crashed a plane to the Pentagon, and then this random ass building fell down.
That had nothing to do with 9/11.
It happened at 9/11.
But like it didn't happen.
There's no plane that crashed.
Was it in New York?
Yeah.
Just a building what? Okay.
It's called Building 7. And the conspiracy is because like it's some rich guy owns it. And he a week before 9/11 he got insurance for the building. And then the conspiracy is like he knows the inside job, so he blew it up as well to get the insurance money.
Okay. You know, an actual thing that happened a few months, I think, prior to 9/11 is the Twin Towers got bombed. Do you know about that?
I think I've heard about
Yeah, there
that.
was it was Al Qaeda, right?
Yeah.
They bombed they had like a car bomb and bombed the Twin Towers.
Oh, wait, so did someone drive into the towers? and
Yeah,
it blew up?
I think that was the case.
Dang.
Well, like, no, they parked the car.
Oh, like in the basement or
Are
something.
you okay? We just talk about 9/11. I don't know.
Yeah, just
The sort of thing we
tickle
talk about
9/11 things.
when you're gone. We just talk about terrorism.
Terrorism.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
We'll
You
just cut that.
Cut out 9/11.
I mean, that's
But
your,
still answer. What happened to Building 7?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Boom.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise. That's all I wanted to say. Really. I don't know. I thought that was the funniest. That wasn't. Once again, a
Shout-outs
pointless
to
story.
Tom
But,
Cruise,
yeah.
man.
Tommy Cruise.
you wanna? Shall we talk about some actual the
Actual
content of the
meat.
episode?
Yes.
All right. There were a few TV shows that I actually ended up watching this week, and a few of them were dear, so thought I'd bring some attention. Firstly, we finished Never Have I Ever.
Yes, we did. Yes,
How
we
did you
did.
feel? because I personally, I think the final season, they done fucked up some of it, but I think it was genuinely like just the moment. I was gonna say
Yeah.
moment to moment gameplay. That doesn't make sense. The
Gameplay.
moment to moment like dialogue and honestly, the performances are so good. Like everyone, they're just so iconic for their roles. You know what I mean?
The
I think it's
performances are
really
good,
well cast, and
but the writing ain't so good.
the overall like story wasn't great, but the actual like writing in terms of like the jokes and stuff, I feel like they all landed.
Okay, yeah.
At least but the show could also get away with doing cringy dialogue just because the actors are really
Supposed to
charismatic
be.
and like it works with
Yeah. The dynamic.
They kind of just forgot about a lot of the character development from the last few seasons and then kind of rushed the ending. However, I think it ultimately stuck the landing in terms of the final like couple episodes. I thought they were pretty top notch in what I wanted from the rest of the season. So I think me personally, I'm like overall good season, but the weakest of the entire bunch.
Yeah.
Is that how you?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty accurate. Kind of as a season,
Yeah.
kind of bad, but as an ending for the series, I suppose it ended on a good note. But like not on a good season though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be much better if they remember all what the characters did the last
Yeah.
few seasons.
If only they remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember? No.
The other thing that me and Dio have been, we just finished Demon Slayer season 2 because season 3 just ended, so we're trying to catch up.
Right.
You can see I'm wearing my
Kimetsu no
Kimetsu no
Yaiba, bitches.
Tanjiro!
Tanjiro.
And, I think we liked it, right?
I liked it, yeah.
Better than
liked
the
it
first
too.
season?
Probably better than Mugen Train.
Oh no, 100% better than the Mugen Train.
Well, the thing about Mugen Train is the way
It's
they've
a
done it
movie.
is Mugen Train's like the movie, right? But then they did 7 episodes of season 2 is
Yeah.
Mugen Train extended, and I assume it's better than the movie. Everyone says it is
Probably
because it's
more
just
laid out,
longer,
yeah.
right?
It works better.
But we skipped through all of that to
Yeah.
just
Like,
watch the
fuck it.
Which is fine. I
the new,
feel.
yeah. The what arc did we watch? Entertainment
The
District.
yes, the red light district.
And I thought it was quite a banger.
I guess it's
I
better
really
than
like
the first one.
the mystery because they're kind of like the first few episodes are dedicated to them trying to actually like solve the mystery.
Who's that demon?
And a little bit of fun dressing up, a little bit of hijinks for the characters.
Yeah,
And I really like how they explored a lot of the side characters.
yeah.
I also really like Tanjiro in this season because he's like, he kind of has PTSD from Mugen Train.
Hmm.
And they kind of like go, and he's kind of like feels kind of guilty for Rengoku's death because he feels like he wasn't able to do enough.
Yeah,
And this season kind of like explores that a little bit.
it does.
Yeah. And I think
That was
even the first episode, in my opinion, is one of the strongest. Even though there's like no action in the first episode, it's just purely unpacking what has happened. And I think that's honestly pretty
Yeah.
deep for a shonen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was 40 minutes as well, that episode,
True.
which was pretty
First
cool.
episode,
stuff.
long episode.
Yeah.
Which I will say already, if you guys haven't noticed, I have watched it.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
But I've been making comments together, and I don't
Yes,
know.
I have
Yeah,
noticed.
okay.
Yeah, because normally
That
I would
actually
say
makes sense,
I'm
yeah.
a One Piece only person.
How far have you seen season 3?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh shit!
I've been
We're
watching them-
behind you.
I've been watching
He's
them
the
weekly as they've been coming
real
out.
Okay, what
fan.
if we next week we could maybe talk about season 3 as we could do a review as if we end up. I reckon
Oh,
we
yeah?
could finish the entire
Yeah.
thing, right?
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like maybe I should watch another anime instead of One Piece.
Right.
And then a
Yeah,
while
that
ago, I
doesn't
started
it-
binging Demon Slayer.
Doesn't your mom like Demon Slayer for some reason?
My mom doesn't know it.
One
Oh,
Piece.
You
Yeah.
bought a
Because
shirt.
my
right?
sister watches a lot of
Yeah, right.
anime.
Yeah.
And she got some. Did she get Demon Slayer merch? What was the?
I remember
Oh.
like either your mom wearing a Demon Slayer thing or like having it.
At my sister's bequest.
Ah, yeah.
I bought a giant like figurine of Nezuko.
Nice.
So yeah, that was why I was like, we're gonna watch Demon Slayer season 2 to justify my purchase.
Nice.
I also actually I'll say before we talk about the Flash, I bought a really funny Flash thing.
Oh god.
It's gonna be yeah.
Is it just the what do you call it? The thing the statue stands on, but there's nothing there because you can't see the Flash.
Oh, it's actually a lot funnier.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
but
Like the yellow boys.
Is it
of
a
the
witty
Flash.
funny or is
Yeah.
it funny?
no, it's funny.
Funny. Okay, cool.
Actually funny.
Yeah. So good season.
I approve.
Yeah, we'll watch season 3
I
next
was
week
waiting
to
to
catch
see
up.
how long you guys would notice me just like casually making
I
comments
did
about how good
notice
the
your
season
comments
was.
on that.
Yeah, I
Alright, you
was
probably
thinking to
saw the show.
myself, is he just agreeing for the sake of keeping this conversation going, or is he? And then you see that. That's cool. This is one we'll definitely cover next week when everyone has watched it. But I've seen the first episode of Marvel's new show, Secret Invasion.
Yep.
I think it's okay. It's a little bit. I personally found it boring.
I didn't even
I don't
know
know
it's
how you
coming
guys
out.
will feel. You know that if you've seen the trailers of them going, Nick Fury, you haven't been the same since the blip.
Yeah.
That's the entire episode. It's just a bunch of characters saying that to him. And you're like, okay, I get the point. Let's move through some plot. Nothing happens. They try to establish some stuff. You do need to watch Captain Marvel to understand.
Damn.
So probably watch that.
Fuck.
Because there'll be characters that I legitimately forgot about because I haven't seen them in a long time because Captain Marvel came out years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know, the director was literally told, don't read the Secret Invasion comics. We're trying to spin off Captain Marvel. So it is a
Shit.
Captain
Alright.
Marvel heavy story.
Okay.
I'll just watch a recap of Captain Marvel.
I think it's worth, like, Captain Marvel's not a bad movie. Like, it's genuinely a pretty good one. I think the second half of the movie gets good because they do different things with they have a big plot twist. You see
Okay.
Captain
I
Marvel
will
scene,
agree
right?
with that because I don't remember much
So I
of
think
the
the
movie
first half
until
is
you
kind of
talk about it.
boring, but the second half when they do
Yeah,
the
sure.
plot twist of, not everyone, and that's
Not
important
what
to
it
the story
seems.
of this one because the Skrulls are obviously the villains in this one. It's like,
Yeah, the
what's
aliens.
going on here? And it's and they address all of that, and but it's just a little bit boring in my opinion. I don't know. I hope the season picks up, but Samuel L. Jackson, man, he's old, bro. You can tell. Like they
Yeah,
kind of
he's
do that
old.
with for this Nick Fury character. Go, he's really old, but like I feel like this will be the. Oh no, we're seeing him in the Marvels, right? But yeah, I feel like he's gonna retire at least from
as
the
Nick
role scene,
Fury.
right? The other thing I wanted to bring some attention to, and I think this one will be worth doing. We watched the entire season together and doing a review of, and that is The Idol. I don't know if you've heard about that one. Me and Dio have been watching it with Thomas and Ibrahim.
Okay.
It's bad,
Yeah.
but it's kind of worth watching in my opinion.
Okay.
What
It's
you
only
would,
6 episodes, by the way. And we're only on only 3
3.
episodes have come out so far. And I reckon this week that we have coming up can just be a TV show streaming week. We can just watch stuff. Because I reckon after that week we'll do Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So like this week I can just be like, guys, catch up on some stuff. Yeah, it's honestly
That's
just going to be
good.
a bit of a slower week, so like we can chill a little.
Yep.
I reckon, watch The Idol.
With your parents.
Not with your parents. It's not appropriate. It's really bad, but like it's kind of so bad that it's kind of good, but it's also not good, like at all. It is bad. Also,
Yeah,
I like
that's
how the
cool.
weekend on social media has just adopted the personality of
Has he?
Tedros. On all of the Idol posts,
Dang.
he'll comment something creepy, and I'm like, "Ugh, dude, I get this is promo for the show, but
Like-
separate a bit."
I think he's adopting the method acting,
Yeah, because he can't act.
Yeah.
There's a lot of can't act. The surprising standout for me though is Australian guy. What's his name?
Which one's Australian?
Australian singer, Troye Sivan.
Oh,
I think he's
Mr.
actually not
Sivan.
bad in the show. In a show where there are pop stars who can't act. No offense to Jenny from Blackpink. I love her.
She
I'm a
dances
huge Blackpink fan,
though.
but
And she's singing.
she does do some dancing because like that is her thing. In episode 3, she appears for 1 second to show that she is
Yeah.
dancing elsewhere, and that's it. That was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also feels like kind of a bit of corporate bullshit with a lot of they'll name drop people who've worked on the show and be like, they're so talented. And
But
The
I
Weeknd
assume they're
does
gonna
this-
actually bring the guy in.
Yeah, that would make it worse, honestly, because it's like
Yeah, right.
just glorifying the people who've like, I don't because they've all produced the show, they've all put money into it. They just want to be like, look how
Yeah.
cool I am. It's kind of like
It's a
a
vanity
vanity
project,
project
yeah.
a little bit. And it's weird because nobody in the show is like, they're all meant to be disgusting people, but it's also, wow, look how
Well,
cool
at
I am.
least like Weekend's not naming himself by name. He's just
No,
hey
but
to
he
those.
does the weird thing is like he'll play the character and then he'll be doing the soundtrack, but it's not his character, it's just
It's
the Weekend.
Yeah.
And that's also
Thank
just
you.
like kind of weird and I don't like it.
How
However,
was this show?
it has the occasional bangers. Like those songs are generally okay, but the songs like within the world of the show are bad. If you get what I mean, like the songs made for the show but aren't
In the show.
in the world of the show. Like they're usually better
Are they
because they're
not?
properly
Yeah.
produced, all that shit, and like yeah. But the songs in the thing are meant to be bad, I think.
Oh, I remember the saxophone. That's funny.
Well, yeah, there's funny saxophone. Anyway, we'll probably talk about that properly once
Next
this.
week.
Probably not next. When the
Whenever
season's
this-
wrapped,
yeah.
probably. Unless, yeah, we'll see where we're at next week. But yeah, I wanted to bring some attention to some movies that we watched. Firstly, Dio and I watched Fool's Paradise with Charlie Day.
Oh yes.
It was not very good, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It had like
So I
no
guess the
plot.
reviews
It
are
was
right.
just like a bunch of things happening. And
Yeah.
then kind of like the message was friendship. It was also one of those weird Babylon situations where it's like satirizing Hollywood, but like not doing it well enough.
It's almost like a satire for satire, but it doesn't really work anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then we talked about how we kind of have a parasocial relationship with Charlie Day because of
because we are regular viewers of
yeah.
the It's Always Sunny
The-
podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's talked like passionately about the thing. So,
Yeah, he made it seem like it's a good movie, but I guess it's not.
yeah,
Yeah, nah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, the problem with that movie is like, I think Charlie Day wanted the main character to be really a blank slate when that doesn't really
Yeah.
work to have a narrative.
And Dio was like, it's a GTA movie.
Yeah, the movie feels like a long ass GTA cutscene. You know why? Because when you're like in GTA Online, your own character, they can't talk.
Yeah.
Like the character
Like
of
the
this
time.
movie. So everyone's
Mm.
just spitting shit at you while you just go along with it.
And GTA 5 is also a Hollywood satire.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, it's got a lot of that.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even funny, guys.
Yeah.
Funny.
Dio and I don't know if you have seen any of these movies, but we watched we watched Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Have you seen any of those?
I skipped the one or
Remind me
two.
who the villains are. In these
All right,
films,
first one is the Joker.
obviously.
Sometimes I kill
killed
myself. Famous Joker quote that nobody knows about. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know how many people don't know this
You
quote.
know you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
The second one was Penguin and Catwoman.
That was
Danny
a banger.
DeVito's the Penguin.
That was a
Don't
banger.
remember.
Oh, and Max Shrek. He was like the
Oh,
main
Shrek.
villain, I guess.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one.
Batman Forever is Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah, don't know it.
And somebody
That-
else.
that has
and
Robin, right?
Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
Oh,
And Batman and Robin is Arnold.
I bang.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Free-
Yeah, that
Mr.
one. that one,
Freeze.
yeah.
I know the joke.
Mr.
Yeah.
Freeze.
And they're really products of their time, huh?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, but
the
like,
first two are
they're
pretty.
good.
They're,
Yeah, the first two.
they're good, but they have some issues. The way they represent women's kind of funny. That hasn't aged very well.
Yeah, but like for like
Batman
Catwoman,
will-
it's like in
okay.
character, you know.
Yeah, like Bruce Wayne. I think I don't know, but like characters will just be like, "Women, am I right?" Every now and
Which
then.
Which one am I
It's funny.
thinking of was the one with Poison Ivy?
Oh, that was
Robin.
Bad and Robin. Yeah,
So I have seen that years ago.
that was probably
I don't
the
remember
worst
anything
of the
of it.
bunch.
Yeah.
Did you get a
On-
bit of a stiffy
Uh,
as a little lad?
Oh.
was Little Me capable of that? I don't know.
And no, Robin did.
Yeah, Robin did. That was the point of the movie.
Oh, yeah, that was also fucked. The age, like Robin is so old, bro, and he's meant to be like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's introduced to Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Which Batman Forever should be called Batman and Robin. They should have switched the names around because that
Because
one was
that's
the
the
one that
debut,
introduced
yeah.
Robin.
Robin Batman.
Robin Batman.
The heist movie.
Oh yeah, the first two are actually like well-made movies. I really like how Gotham is presented. And I think they've drawn stuff for the backgrounds as well, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have CGI back then.
Yeah, there's
Or,
pre
like-
Batman Forever
Yeah,
CGI.
Batman Forever did use like funny CGI,
Yeah.
like funny like light, like
There
really
is
basic
this whole
stuff.
city
It was
CGI,
no,
or like when it's like a landscape shows.
I don't think it was.
Because in I think Batman and Robin they did do.
They just went for
CGI.
a different look. They just went for like a really like future, like retro futuristic look, kind of.
No, so it's
Batman and
not as
Robin was more
gritty as-
actual CGI heavy
Yeah.
because they had more capabilities to do that. But
Yes.
Batman Forever, I don't think they legitimately had the capability to do entire CG city stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
I-
That's just from memory of watching recently. I might be completely wrong. Don't take my word for it.
I just remembered about the depiction of women thing in the first movie. The Joker.
He literally goes, "You chose a woman over me, and then kill somebody."
Yeah, that was funny.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, but like they are well-made movies, and I do get why they're like I like them. I like the first two. The last, the one by the other directors, I don't like, but
First two, the
the
good
first
ones.
two are like genuinely like good movies. And yeah, Michael Keaton, I really like as Bruce Wayne.
He's
I also
good.
like Val Kilmer. He's pretty good.
No,
I don't like George Clooney. We'll talk about that later.
he doesn't do the Batman voice.
Kind of want to see if I can pull off a Joker thing.
Sometimes I kill myself, Batman.
Sometimes I kill myself.
Yeah.
He's doing my father, like I always do.
For a second, I was like, is that a Joker laugh or your actual laugh? Or
I don't know.
a mixed
I
both?
it over to myself and the Joker, if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the Joker line of the Moonlight shit?
You want to dance with the devil in the... Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
It was a thing he says earlier in the movie that he'd say that
Yeah,
Batman
but, like,
says
what
it at
does
the
it
end.
mean?
Just
It's
call
like-
me a joke.
Did he just say because like it sounded cool?
Probably.
I think he said something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one has a Prince soundtrack, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Batman Forever, they had Seal and the song "Kiss from a Rose."
Which was made for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But apparently you
Hmm.
didn't hear it in the movie.
Bro. Yeah, I didn't hear it. It might have been in the credits because I just skipped the credits.
I didn't watch it, so I
Yeah.
missed out.
Anyway.
this is what it sounds like when
When
the
the
bats cry.
Oh, funny. There's a funny thing about in the Idol about that song, by the way.
Oh.
All right, shall we talk about speaking of Batman and
Yeah.
stuff? Shall we talk about the cool new movie, The Flash?
Oh,
We should talk about it.
oh.
I'm really interested to see where you guys land on this one because I did not like this movie, but also I just want to before we get into actually, I do want to address some of the stuff around the movie. For me personally, you know the thing about like separating, because they're actors, right? It's like you separate the character or whatever from like the actual actor or whatever shit. It
Yeah,
does
we
not.
talked
I
about
literally
this in
physically could not.
class.
There were 2 Ezra Millers in this fucking
Yeah.
movie.
There's
I don't
3
know if we-
technically. Yeah.
By the way, at that point, they spoiled that in all the toys. I don't know
Did they?
why. And I'm pretty
Alright.
sure people openly addressed that. We'll try not to because I
Alright.
personally think that's a spoiler. It wasn't in the trailers, so I don't get why. Anyway. It's fucked that Warner Brothers literally just never addressed any of the things that happened.
Mm.
And the fact that Ezra Miller faced absolutely no repercussions for their actions, I think that's genuinely fucked. And the fact that they can just get to be a big star of a giant superhero blockbuster is basically rewarding them.
Here's the other thing
And
Ezra Miller
personally-
did, like, confirmed, no allegation.
Oh, this is all because there's video footage of everything.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, so it's genuinely like fucked. And they've made statements about it
Ezra has.
and been like, yeah, I'm getting help, etc. Right? And like, good for them, get help, whatever. I don't like the way Warner Brothers has gone about this. To top that off, there's some genuinely also fuck things that happen in this movie that is spoilers, and we'll address that. And it's like seriously fucked that Warner Brothers got away with some of the shit that they're not really getting away. A lot of people are talking about this.
They're
It's
letting it
stuff
happen.
that's spoilers. a lot of the shit in this movie just feels like corporate bullshit. And I feel like in most cases you can look at it's in the world of acting, at least I can see why people would be able to like separate the character from the actors, because that's kind of like the whole job, right?
Yes.
I've personally found it impossible, and I think that it's kind of bullshit. I don't know if were you guys able to. What do you guys think of this matter? Because obviously, I'll try and do my best not to be biased by the fact that Ezra Miller's in this movie in this review, right?
Yeah.
But just the Warner Brothers pulls so much shit with what they've been doing with the stuff, and just there's more fuck things happen in the movie. Then I'm like, I can't look at this just as like, wow, everyone was really passionate about making a Flash movie. I'm looking at more like they wanted to make some money, and they decided they literally did not address the Ezra Miller stuff. And the only person that are addressing it was one of the marketing people that were like, you'll forget about that they ever committed the crimes. What the fuck? Why is that the only statement that someone has made about this movie?
Forget about it.
Literally.
That's fucked. Like, genuinely fucked. And I'm happy this movie is bombing, by the way. And I'm genuinely happy about that. Because this movie does not deserve to make money. Warner Brothers does not deserve to get money off this. And Ezra Miller should face repercussions for their actions. Anyway, that's my little angry rant there.
Cool.
Ezra Miller.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll say it led to me making funny jokes in the movie going, haha, this was unscripted. Whenever Ezra Miller would like steal something or like do some dodgy shit in this movie. Yeah.
It is part of his plan, personality.
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't care as much, but I knew the context behind Ezra Miller's being.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, he the Flash in there. He the Flash, I guess. But it is kind of fucked up. I agree, it is fucked up that they're not addressing it. Nor are they like to at least be like, all right, Ezra, you're not getting money.
Yeah.
But I guess they have to pay him.
Also, like, the way I would think that, like, if this movie was so significant that it had to come out, like, I get if it's like a Flashpoint thing where they have to reset the universe for James Gunn's next thing, and this movie is really important to do that, they could firstly come out with a statement and say that, and be like, and then it's like, okay, it's a bit shit, but like, I get it. You guys spent a lot of money on this movie, and it's very important story-wise. I don't think this movie justifies that. I don't think it's important at all. You can actually skip this movie. Yeah. And we'll talk more about that in spoilers and whatever. Yeah, I think all of the marketing around, that's all bullshit. That's just, yeah. Sorry, I'm just angry about this movie a little bit, and I don't know.
That's valid.
They can't keep getting away with this, to quote Jesse Pinkman.
You can't keep getting away with this. And Warner's the one who knocks.
Yeah.
They'll give you a cease and desist soon.
Warner White.
Yeah. And they've also just been doing like shitty things to like Henry Cavill and all of that. Just like they've been rubbing me the wrong way with all their DC stuff lately.
Film industry, am I right, folks?
It doesn't have to be this way.
Exactly.
And I feel like just making a statement is the lowest bar.
Yeah.
You're not fixing anything, but at least you're acknowledging it and pretending it never happened. You know?
Well, it doesn't affect them, so they don't care.
Well, apparently it does because they're losing money, which is consequences, right? That's literally consequences. They deserve what you fucking deserve. Exactly. They get what they fucking deserve. Like the Joker said.
He also said, you chose me. Oh, you chose a woman over me.
He also said, sometimes I just kill myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of killing ourselves, let's talk about this review. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to? Sorry. Did you like the movie? Whatever. First impressions. Yeah.
I thought, damn, there's two Ezra Miller. I also thought they did some cool things. But like, the movie kind of just okay, but not great.
Yeah.
But not like bad, too bad. I'm like, okay.
What about you?
My first impression of watching the film was that this is all some kind of dumb action shit. And if it was just gonna be dumb action shit, That's fine. And then I got even dumber, so I stopped sympathizing with the film in every single way. Apart from all the Ezra Miller stuff, like the Ezra Miller stuff was already bad enough, and then I just stopped sympathizing with the film.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't take it seriously, so I can't really give a serious
I
judgment of the film
can't-
at all for this one.
It's hard to connect with the character when it's Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my older thing from that was just like even more so that I just could not watch the film in a critical manner, or just take it seriously. I just turned my brain off more than I did normally.
Brain.
So yeah, I've already given my thoughts on the situation around it, right?
Yep.
And I feel like I don't know. That's not even like that's not even like the reason I didn't like this movie. I think the movie's just bad. The story is Flashpoint, right? I don't know if you guys have seen the Flashpoint Paradox film that's already out. The much superior film. I reviewed it for the Unholy Trinity when we did like the quickies thing.
Yeah.
I gave it a 9.5, I believe, out of 10, which is pretty high. This movie adapts that loosely. It hits a lot of the beats, but the way they do it is nowhere near as interesting. Rather than doing like alternate versions of characters, such as like, what if Bruce Wayne died in the alleyway and it was Thomas Wayne that became Batman, and the mum that became the Joker, which is a Flashpoint thing. They just brought in Michael Keaton. I like Michael Keaton in this movie. He's one of the stronger parts. But to me, it's his character, like just what they do with his character was very boring compared to what they've done in the other movie. And it's the same story. It just wasn't interesting. Supergirl was really cool. They don't give her much to do. I don't like the Flash. I think narratively they did something interesting, which was like, hey, the Flash is annoying. Let's bring back a younger version of the Flash to make the Flash reflect on how annoying he is and try and grow as a character. Sure, that kind of works. Some of the humor works. I don't think a lot of the humor works, though. I found it a bit flat. Some of the action's good in concept, but executed poorly because the CGI is... That's another huge part of the movie. The visuals are awful. And I just want to address, I did buy a diorama of the Flash saving the baby.
The baby.
That's on my shelf because I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And in a scene when the thing they really struggle with is faces. CGI faces in this movie just aren't done.
Unless it's Ezra.
Even no, a lot of people don't like what they've done with the doubles because it's noticeable, the CGI.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
don't know. I saw it once. I didn't pay attention too much.
yeah.
The director made a comment about that.
Yeah, it was bullshit excuse of, oh, it's meant to be that way because that's how the Flash interprets things or whatever.
CGI.
As CGI bullshit.
That's weird.
I don't like the design of their little time travel-y thing. I feel like this is too specific. We'll get more into the stuff. But overall, my thoughts, there are stuff I do like, and I will talk about them. It's kind of like the concept of the action is mainly what I like.
Yeah.
Elements of the story. Like, I do like Flashpoint as a story. They just make it kind of a boring take of Flashpoint.
Yeah. The Flash sort of lends itself to cool action. That's what you expect from the Flash anyways, because that's all the Flash is good at.
Though personally for me the cool action was more Batman related than Flash related. But that's just me. The ending of the movie is really bad, by the way. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And like because they do, I guess you could say, a Flash action sequence. Like they do more stuff with the Flash in the ending. I hated the ending of this movie. Like this movie just got worse for me as it went on. And that's not even to mention the bullshit that they pull at the end. But anyway,
did they explain was there an influence behind why the thing looked like that?
That's the other thing for me. I feel like so much was missing. Just like, by the way, this is canonical. This definitely Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League, the 4-hour cut, is canonical because that movie has him go back in time for a few seconds.
Yeah,
and they address that in this movie briefly. But still, the Flash's powers in this kind of come out of nowhere. Yeah. There's not a scene of him discovering his time capabilities. he also will just off like he will just go. He says there's a line of dialogue going, "Oh, I went back in time for like much longer. I bet I could go back in time and save my mom." We didn't see it happen. We saw him briefly go back in time and then go back to the future. But he said he spent like a day there or something. We didn't see it happen. That happened off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really weird that the whole reason of his powers, how he can do time travel, happened off screen. I thought that was missing.
Because he's
It was
very
weird.
fast.
The things like the this might be spoilers, I don't know, but it's like how does diorama look?
It was awful.
But I understand that it is a thing where it's like a spinny thing.
The
You'll have seen it before.
there's a name.
They
Yeah.
called it something.
They call it Chrono Ball or something.
Something
right?
like that.
Yeah, like Chrono
Um,
Trigger.
In
Chrono
real life,
means like time or something.
there is
Yeah.
a thing that's like a statue thing, and it looks like that.
Yeah.
And then it spins really fast, and if you just watch one frame of it, it looks like a film, but it's all like plasticine figures.
That's
Yeah.
Acme. It's at Acme.
Yes.
Which means you can do it practically. You can fucking do it practically. That's how how they used to do animation.
Exactly.
That's
To
literally
me-
fuck this movie. You did not have to do CGI. That would actually been so fucking cool if you went back and created that old animation technique
Exactly.
with the flashing lights and the fuck this movie. God damn it.
But
In my mind, I was like,
stay in
bad CGI to
motion,
kind of make
man.
faces look like clay.
Yeah.
So clay thing or the clay thing that was spinny.
Yeah.
And also if they had live action actors there.
Exactly.
They had the actors, like, obviously they did some of it for like the cameos of the CGI characters, like they didn't have the actors there, obviously we'll get more into that spoilers, but there were actors from the fucking movie there and they just did digi doubles for them for some fucking reason.
'Cause it's easy.
No.
I
They
guess
just
it
weren't
is.
clever about it, I guess.
And it would be easier. You just call someone up from the VFX studio, be like, make me CGI, thank you.
That is now. Yeah.
And so it's like easier than calling, hey, can you find me a clay man?
You know, I find it really funny of
Make
obviously
me a clay
if
thing?
they do mocap of the actor and then they'll get a stunt actor to do mocap if they're doing doubles of that.
Yeah.
But I just find the image hilarious of them filming the actor in mocap and then to film the second actor in mocap, they filmed the second actor in mocap. So when you might as well just do the stunt actor and then I think that's
Mocap.
funny.
Yeah.
Balls.
Dick.
Fucking hated this movie. All right, we'll talk
Dick
more
and
specifics,
balls.
right?
Yeah.
Acting.
Acting.
Fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, I think, was good.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller was good in the movie. Like, I will say
He
their
is
acting
still
was
the
good.
Flash. Still Barry Allen.
And I think their dual roles did feel different but similar, which is what you want.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about Ezra Miller's performance.
Cool.
Doesn't deserve any praise, but
Who else was in this movie?
Supergirl.
Yeah.
I thought she was great. Fucking love Supergirl in this movie.
Yeah, I guess for the limited scene she gets.
Yeah. Michael Shannon was Zod. He didn't really like doing
kinda
this
just
movie.
Zod.
He didn't. He's actively spoken about how he's just like, oh, yeah.
I hate the movie.
He doesn't really like this movie, working on the movie, and like, can you tell that he doesn't want to be there?
Well, Zod
I don't
kind of
know.
hates everyone, so I guess that works.
Yeah, maybe.
That works, man.
Oh, by the way, it's kind of
Good for
crazy.
that
It's
thing.
been 10 years since Man of Steel. Like, this is the Avengers
Yeah, that's
Endgame
a while
of
back.
DC. If you think about it, kind of.
They went back.
They went back.
Oh yeah.
Man of Steel. I
Yeah,
remember watching.
I guess
that.
generally speaking, yeah, it's a well acted movie. It's a mostly well made production except for the visual effects, which is a huge part of the movie, though. To be fair, so it's like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
All right, the writing. Like, there's elements of the writing that works, right?
Yeah.
I think Flashpoint, it's a story that's been done to death. It's in everything. They've done it in the CW. They've done it in the animated universe. It's obviously been in the comics. And I feel like it's a good story. Barry goes back in time to save his mom. By the way, they don't even address who killed his mom in this movie. Just saying. I know who it is
guy.
because... Huh?
Random guy
No,
in
well,
this movie.
that's the other thing. James Gunn went out and just said things about what happens in the movie, but they didn't happen in the movie. So it's like, you can't retcon shit. Like, it's a bad sign when you're retconning shit in the press tour for this movie. You know what I mean?
It is all in his imagination.
Because he said it was the Reverse Flash, which is, obviously it was the Reverse Flash, but you probably don't know. I don't know if you guys know that.
See the black one?
No, that's Zoom. It's a yellow one.
Oh.
I know it's Reverse Flash because I know the TV show. That's kind of like, but it's not addressed in this movie, and I feel like it's a little bit weird that because it's a lot of this movie centers around how his mom dies. Don't you want to kind of explore who killed her?
Yes.
Because if you like, just saying the flashback scene that shows the mom died, Barry walks down the stairs, then sees the dad with holding the knife in the mum. Just say that looks pretty sus to me.
That is pretty sus.
But like, yeah, it's a little bit weird that they don't address it. But then I guess they'd have to actually write a villain.
He could have gone back in time and killed the killer, yo.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the Flash Reverse Flash rivalry is.
Yeah, but instead he killed it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, just the way I feel like the Flashpoint was just weaker in this one because instead of doing cool takes on things, it just went for a big cameo from Michael Keaton. And then, a lot of this movie I feel like relies on your knowledge of, for example, Michael Keaton's Batman movie. I feel like it's less effective to people who haven't seen it.
Yes.
Because he will say, and he would also just randomly go, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." For no reason, by the way. That line was a purely for the trailers line that came. It was honestly really awkward in the movie. Yeah, also, he says, "I'm Batman" to people who know he's Batman. That was weird. He goes at the Batman scenes and goes, "I'm Batman." No shit. Why are we here? We're obviously in the Batcave because we want to see Bat. That's why. Anyway. He was still good in the movie. Oh, I really liked Ben Affleck's Batman in this movie. He had a really nice suit. It was like I think it was like the Batman Brave and Bold TV show suit with the grey and the blue. I used to have a little action figure of that.
Yeah.
I love that suit. Shame he didn't do much in this movie. They only give him a few scenes, but he was really good. And he'll never be Batman again. Fuck this movie. No, this is more of a DC bullshit thing. Yeah, I do like what they did with the Supergirl thing. They kind of rushed her character development a little bit though, because they needed to kind of get to the point where she cared, really.
Yes.
But I do see what they were going for. Fuck it. They just hate Henry Cavill though, because there is a shot earlier in the movie of Superman. They don't show his face or anything, obviously, because they fuck. Yeah, that's the other thing. There is footage of Henry Cavill for this movie. They just cut it because they fucking suck. At least because you're resetting the universe. Who gives a shit? Just put him in. You've already shot the footage. Who the fuck cares? We know he's not coming back. We're kind of already past that point. But you have footage of it. Just fucking use it.
He doesn't want to pay royalties.
He was Superman in Man of Steel. He put the fucking work in and played him in multiple fucking movies. He deserves that finale. Just show his character.
But do you want him in this movie though?
This movie, I don't know, it's kind of spoiled, but they do show other Justice League members, right?
Yeah.
To give them a farewell.
Batman's
and it's fucking ridiculous. Batman's in this fucking movie. I'm
Batman.
Yeah. Anyway. I just thought okay. And then in the more technical sense of how the multiverse and time works in this movie, I thought it was kind of nonsensical.
They just gave up.
It's
been done so many times, they just gave up.
But Marvel like streamlines it to the point of like, it's pretty obvious. You go back in time it doesn't change anything. It just does a branch timeline, right?
I mean, it kind of makes sense in this. It's just like you don't go back in time; you just kind of move timelines.
So the way they kind of do it, right, from my understanding, is you go back in time, right? That means that everything in the past also has to change to lead to the point where your existence would work in the sense of that point in time to continue going forward.
Yeah.
So like for the thing,
like
the thing that they use in this
close.
is Back to the Future for some reason. They're like, what if the
Yes.
cast member was different because of? I don't really get why that makes sense to. Does that make sense? Like, is it a
Like
logic?
this, Flash is here.
Yeah.
He wants to go back. He doesn't go back here. He goes back here. Then he goes forward there. He said going to put back there. So there's a point in where like two timelines be like in line, but he can't go back into his own timeline for some reason.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. And then they completely retcon all of that at the end when they, for the sake of cameos, they basically just go, we're going to do the Marvel thing of having a, what's it called when the realities collide? They say in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Something disastrous.
Yeah. They just decide to opt for that thing instead. So like this movie is very inconsistent with the way they do it. They also just realities and timelines are just the same thing in this movie. Reality and time. They usually, because in Marvel, in the MCU, reality and time is two different things.
Yeah.
But it's not in this.
Do they refer to it like different reality? Or different time?
Well, essentially, that's what it becomes. Because then the actual ending of the movie also kind of goes. Well, it's a spoiler, but I'm unclear of what the ending means in terms of like the timeline.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And then moving forward with the DC universe, like we've got Aquaman coming out, and that takes place in the DCU. How does that factor in? Like, where does that work in time? And I don't know. They kind of come up with a bullshit excuse of Aquaman just being Jason Momoa in every universe or something to justify that. But I'm like, is that? I don't know. It's a bit, yeah.
He's a fixed point in time.
Except for in this movie, by the way. He doesn't exist in this movie, but yeah.
True.
Yeah, so to me, I found the science just confusing and a little bit dumb, and then they'll just retcon it. I'm not retcon, like decide not to go with it for the finale.
Hey, what's up?
I feel like the Barry his mum stuff almost worked.
Yep.
Maybe
almost.
If I liked Ezra Miller, it would actually work. But I don't. So yeah.
Well, I thought,
I don't know. Did it affect you emotionally?
Dead. Sad mom.
Yeah. Did they go for that cliche ending in the terms of when some, like, Barry, the reason he goes back in time is to save a loved one sort of thing. So they have to do a kind of a cliched ending of, actually kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
But the way they approached it, I thought was a little bit silly. Like, it's meant to be, like, I guess, cheesy, wholesome, but it was just a little bit silly to me.
Yes.
Of like, that. Yeah.
Did you guys feel like he deserved the good ending that he got?
As a character, sure.
Yeah.
As a because
I wasn't sure what to think of the ending.
Well, because
he's still fucking. He doesn't really learn though.
Yeah.
Because he does something at the very end that kind of just is irresponsible, and he knows it's irresponsible. True. But also, sometimes it doesn't matter. That's the thing, because the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League canon, he goes back in time in that movie, but that doesn't change anything. So I guess if you go back like 10 seconds, it's fine. Is that the way it works?
But what did he change again?
In that movie, the Justice League all die, right?
Yeah.
So he goes back in time to prevent that from happening. Also, no scene in this movie hits as hard as that scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That scene goes so fucking hard, where he's running and then the ground like rebuilds and shit.
Mm-hmm.
No scene in this movie looks anywhere near as good as that.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up.
Well, that means he basically just projected himself to a parallel timeline where they don't die.
Yes.
And everything else just goes.
Oh, also they try to explain all of that with spaghetti. That was really
Yeah,
dumb.
spaghetti.
It didn't help me at all.
That's how
I got it. It
that's
just
what they
means
sorted you.
like it's all shit.
Yeah, why? Yeah, why
Spaghetti.
is it all shit though? He's like, okay, timelines.
So it's a bunch of spaghettis doing this.
Yeah, but then it kind of becomes wibbly wobbly for some reason. It becomes
'Cause
cooked spaghetti.
timelines
Why does it
aren't-
become cooked spaghetti? Explain that.
Because there's, I guess, multiple crosspoints and shit. I don't fucking know.
But why should I don't really get why should they be able to literally collide into each other?
Because the Flash.
Into like big bubbles and spheres that collide
Well,
into
that was
each other.
because of the other Flash. In it. Because
don't
they
fucking know.
messing up.
Out of
They
it.
keep trying to change the timeline.
I guess so, but it's weird.
Isn't that the
I don't know.
explanation? They're like, oh, stop fucking up the shit. But then the other Barry's like, no.
I don't know.
That was the thing. That was the whole conflict, right?
Yeah,
Just stop
yeah, it
other
was.
Barry. He's like, no,
No.
I like
No.
a Supergirl woman.
But, like-
no.
Sure, but like also why? It's like how much going back? Like, is it just if you keep going back and like creating a loop? Is that why it fucks everything up?
That was the whole issue,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
But Barry Allen going back in time doesn't fuck anything up, but
He
just
does it once.
Well, you could argue he does that a few times, right? He does it in the Zack
But-
Snyder
but
one. He
in
does it in this
movie,
one, and he
the-
technically does it twice. He does it three
Yeah.
times actually in this movie.
yeah.
Once at the start, the main one, and something at the end.
But in this movie, the thing was like, other Barry did it forever, right?
Yeah, I guess
So
that's the kind of a spoiler. I don't know.
yeah, that's kind of the explanation for all the shit happening.
Yeah. I don't know if I completely buy into that. I don't know. I feel like Marvel just made it a lot more simple.
Because they tried to do spaghetti, bruh.
It's just like spaghetti doesn't really help me understand.
Because
Because
it
also
helped their
like
case.
because he shows dry spaghetti as the main. This is the main thing.
Yeah.
He shows dry spaghetti to illustrate how time works, and then it suddenly
Yeah,
becomes
cook 'em.
cooked spaghetti, bro.
Because he hungry.
Because he cooked, bro.
Who let him
They
cook?
literally boiled spaghetti and threw it at the wall to see if it sticks.
Threw it at a bowl.
And I
A
thought,
time
oh, by the way, I
bowl.
thought the way they brought back Michael Keaton was a little bit cliche for me of him just being like the old dude who doesn't want to do anything, and then he's like, oh, maybe I should do something.
I want to be an old dude. that
Compared
doesn't do
to
anything.
the original Flashpoint, which is like Bruce Wayne fucking died, so Thomas Wayne became Batman, and Martha Wayne became the Joker. How fucking interesting is that?
That's cool.
I would take that over Michael Keaton. No offense, Michael Keaton. He was great in this fucking movie.
But does Thomas Wayne say, let's get nuts?
I don't know.
No, we're
And
fucking
did
nuts. Let's get
Mama
hurt.
Wayne say, sometimes I kill myself?
No, but she laughs in the alleyway. She put like blood on her face. They went, hee hee hee, I'm the Joker.
When Bruce died? Dang.
That's pretty cool. Also, like one of the cool things of that is Wonder Woman and Aquaman go to like they have a huge war between nations, and it like devastates the
Oh.
world. Pretty cool. It's a good movie.
But Aquaman not here in this one.
Yeah, like in that universe. Anyway, I think the villain is really predictable. I could tell who it was from a mile away because they're the only character that can do that in the fucking movie. It's like you introduce no one else. It's like, what's the mystery here? Who else could it be?
Flash.
Yeah, it can only be one person. I thought the ending, was just bad. It kind of just gets into they just have a conflict, and then fucking bullshit colliding happens, and then he learns nothing.
He
then it
learns that tomato cans belong on the top shelf.
Yeah, unless it's on a spaghetti multiverse diorama.
Spaghetti bowl.
All right, cinematography. I think the cinematography was good.
It's alright.
It was shot pretty well. It's the director of It.
Yay. Oh, It. That's why they don't have clown. Or
That's
they
why it has,
should
I
have
think, that one
clown.
spooky sequence of a certain character running in the Corona Bowl, and he pushes somebody, you know.
Oh,
And
jump
the movie
scare.
it was a bit of a jump scare, right? Well, not
Yeah.
really. It was like a spooky Pennywise moment, kind of.
Yeah, it's a bit of a boo.
Yeah. DC does love bringing in the horror people to make their movies. Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah.
By the way, I strongly believe that Shazam and Black Adam were better movies than this. I will firmly stand
But,
behind that.
sure.
Yeah.
They're probably
Yeah.
fun.
Mainly because I think this is a genuinely bad movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else? Editing, visuals. CGI was atrocious.
Yeah.
The Carnival remind. I don't know if you've seen the Idol music video for BTS, but they create like giant digi double versions of BTS. The CGI was even worse than that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, to listeners. It is worse than that. So yeah,
Bow.
not good.
The bows ain't good.
The soundtrack and stuff.
They played the Batman theme, which I like.
Yeah, but that's also just nostalgia, bro. They did that.
Yeah,
They also
well, I'm
did they
kinda-
do the Superman theme as well. I think they did the Wonder Woman theme.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh
kind of
shit! Was that a
spoilers.
spoiler?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but then I realized
Well,
it's kind of spoilers.
Ignore that if you heard that.
She's not important
Yeah.
into this movie.
She's in every fucking. She's been in the recent DC movies.
Shazam.
Yeah, she's in Shazam.
But I wish we.
I love Gal Gadot, by the way. She's cool.
Mm.
She should stay. But she
Stay in
won't.
Fast and Furious, though.
In Fast and Furious. Shazam, wait, the Shazam cameo and the one in Fast X is kind of they're very similar. I feel just
That's
comes out of
Shazam
nowhere.
in Fast X.
No, Shazam 2, you know, how she just like comes at the end and kind of just like
Oh,
does some
yeah.
bullshit to revive him. Kind of similar to how she comes back from the dead in Fast X.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Gal Gadot, get my money.
The end song, like at the end when the Flash does some stuff, they play a Rosalia song, and I can distinctly go, "Oh, that's Rosalia." So that's a good song
Yeah.
choice in my opinion because I love Rosalia.
Right on.
That's why I'm biased there.
Nice.
Pretty standard their film sound.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't bad.
The
All
thing
right.
with the Batman theme is they keep playing it because
They
Batman
do.
is still there.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I'm happy with that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Batman.
I was trying to remember because you guys were talking about the Batman thing, and I'm like, when I was watching the film, I was like, Lego Batman,
Yeah.
because that's where I
Yeah.
got it from.
That's We also had that
They used
discussion.
the Michael
watching
Keaton
it.
theme for Lego
Yeah.
Batman.
Would Lachlan have a field day with this
They
film?
also
anyway?
used that theme, I believe, for the animated series.
Oh, do they?
Should be, yeah.
Ah.
You reckon Lachlan would have a field day with this film just for?
Oh, I just
Batman?
told him not to watch it.
Okay, cool. Just watch it for. I had a conversation with him when we were talking about Lego Batman. All we talked about was just the theme coming back up
Yeah.
every now and then.
Also, do you guys remember? I think we covered this a long time ago, but the early like screenings of the Flash, like way back, like the test screenings, caused this to be reshot or whatever. Like they did a different cut. I wonder how much worse that original cut was, because I personally think this one was really bad.
Huh.
How is this the one? Also, Tom Cruise endorses this movie. How does he endorse this fucking movie? I feel like this goes against everything he
Ezra
does.
Miller is a Scientologist.
I don't think Ezra Miller is.
He probably would if Tom Cruise is like, "Hey, I'll endorse your movie if you join Scientology."
Do you think he endorsed it because of the Top Gun reference that they had?
Oh, maybe. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, that's
When they're
me."
talking about movies being played by different actors.
Okay, yeah, I can catch that.
Yo, movie reference.
Word count.
All right, should we talk spoilers?
Sure.
Should
Why the fuck
We've already
not?
kind of touched upon stuff, but I thought we could like break it down a bit more.
Let's do a
Break it
flash.
down.
The
Damn.
film opens with it's really the start of the movie is really goofy, and I don't think it ever meets that tone again. In all honesty,
Yeah.
like
No,
it's
it doesn't.
absurdly
No, it does not.
goofy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I thought it was kind of fun, but like a bit too silly, but like also kind of fun. It's like they essentially do like a kind of. I also thought it was fun because it's more of a team up moment between the characters we actually know and the like.
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
you get to see the coffee shop thing was a little bit weird because it's like the Flash goes and does some stuff. He's not super speed the entire time, but I feel like even in real time, like us as viewers, that scene goes on for longer than it takes to make a fucking coffee, right?
Yeah. Guess.
But I suppose he does it all in the amount of time to come back to the coffee shop and his coffee's done or whatever.
Maybe there's a queue for coffee.
He was the only one there in the line.
The
Maybe
coffee
the-
guy
maybe the queue had finished.
knows how long it takes
Yeah.
Flash to do his thing.
And he's like super. When he talks to the coffee guy, he's like super. Like he does his real quirky, awkward dialogue thing, right? I don't think he's
Barry
ever
Allen?
as quirky and awkward as he is in that one specific moment.
Maybe he's really into that guy. It's like
Because
nervous.
ever since he meets like the younger self, he just instantly goes, "I'm no longer that quirky. I'm cool."
Well, that kind of makes sense though, because you're like, I'm not that quirky.
Yeah, but he's just like
I'm
too
cool.
quirky, bro.
And-
like a little bit.
And then he goes out on a date at the end. He gets
Oh,
another fucking
okay.
I'm a
Here's a
good-
little right here.
Okay, here
Iris West is terrible in this fucking movie.
Mm.
Yeah, she's like a
She,
real
firstly,
journalist.
she has
you
a
know?
real role, and their first interaction, she's just an asshole.
It's journalistic integrity. That's what
To
I
the
call
point
it.
of being like a dick for no reason. Then she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Are you? Are you?" I feel like that was completely. That was
Yeah,
crossing a
it's
line, as Tom
funny,
Cruise
bro.
would say, bro.
Oh yeah. But
I
thought
don't
that
know.
was
She's
funny.
kind of awful in this movie, and I do
thought
not
that
like
was
her.
Hella funny.
And there's no reason for her character.
Just
Like
to
she
talk
has no
about
role
dead
except for
the
I guess
prison
fan
dad.
service of people being like, "Oh my god, it's Iris West."
Oh.
Also, the scene of them meeting in the Justice Snyder Cut is canon. They address that in
Oh.
this movie
Huh.
as well. Because she's like, "Oh, have I seen you before?" And he's like, "Oh, no, totally." It was a reference to how he saved her in the last movie.
Yeah.
But isn't her point of being there is to bring up the dad?
Yeah. Well, no, because he already goes and talks to his dad on a phone call at the start of the movie, and then he goes
Oh,
back
yeah.
in time after that.
It wasn't that after?
Yeah, but you didn't need Iris to address it. There's no point. Also,
No.
the dad stuff all happened in Justice League. It was just a rehash of what happened in Justice League.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Woman.
Okay. So yeah, you get this goofy thing, the Flash saving the babies from the hospital.
They put him in the
It was really
microwave.
silly, but that was kind of funny. But like,
It's a
it
bit
was silly, funny,
funny.
kind of bad, but it was okay. That part I didn't really have a problem with, I guess, except for the CGI just being appalling.
Been reminded of that one popular clip of a person throwing a nacho out the window and the baby jumping after it.
Damn. Well, the Flash puts a baby in a microwave. I feel
Yeah.
like that's pretty funny stuff.
In an active microwave,
Ben
mind you.
Affleck's cool. He's so Barry Allen kind of just goes, for some reason at this point he's like, yeah, I'll go back in time. There's not really a scene explaining as to why now he's gonna do it. I guess his dad's
'Cause,
trial's coming up, but like between now and the last movie, I don't know, it's just kind of a random
So he
point.
forgot he can go, back, in time. Then it's like, Dad's going to trial. I remember now.
Yeah.
And he rocked up late anyways.
He could have gone
Yeah.
back in time to go in trial in time.
Yeah. Like, he generally doesn't use that power as nearly as much as he could. Like, in terms of,
Ah, but he learned that bad.
it doesn't really.
It's bad.
Oh, yeah, Ben
man.
Affleck says the moral of the movie, which is just like, your trauma makes you who you are, which is also coincidentally the thing that is kind of the counterpoint, which is not like, it's kind of the thing that, the conflict in Across the Spider-Verse. You know, the thing with canon events.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the thing. It's like, does
Yeah.
it though? Does it? Is a trauma necessary? That's kind of what the Spider-Verse is asking. Is a trauma necessary to a superior origin story or whatever? And
Well,
Miles is like, no,
I'm gonna do my own.
I'm gonna do
thing.
my own thing. Also, yeah, this bad timing coming out immediately after a really good multiverse movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what the Barry
about the
did
same
in this
things.
movie? He kind of forced the other Barry to get the Flash power. So he doesn't have a canon event.
Yeah. Well, made our Barry fucks up their timeline, bro.
He does.
He's the real villain, bro, not
He is
Dark
the villain.
Flash. But yeah, which is apparently the name of the
Of
other Barry Allen
other
in the timeline
Barry.
is Dark Flash.
Because he's dark.
Yeah.
Gets dark.
Or to
Yeah.
call him crystal meth.
He is pretty crystal.
So Barry decides to go back in time to save his mum, even though Batman says, "Don't do it, bro. Just don't do it."
He's like, fuck you, Batman.
Do you remember when, by the way, do you remember in Justice League where Batman walks into the Flash cave and the Flash is watching Blackpink music video?
Is he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
He's also
You
watching Rick and
blink.
Morty and shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
At the same
Yo.
time.
He can multitask.
One eye for each thing. I was just thinking. I
Oh,
called.
you're wearing Justice League hat.
Yeah, I am wearing the Justice League hat.
JL.
I was thinking because I called Dark Flash Crystal Meth.
Yes.
Wouldn't it should be Speed?
Oh, clever boy.
Shut up now.
That's right.
Shut up.
Yeah, so he goes back in time, and then he realizes, oh shit, I've created a world without metahumans. Also, Zod is coming.
Yippee!
Yippee.
So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna call. Oh, I forgot at the start. Yeah, Wonder Woman was there in that saving the baby scene.
The baby.
Yeah.
She
Let's
helped
go.
Batman.
Yeah, that part was honestly pretty hype because I like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and then you just hear the Wonder Woman music. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, they did a funny where Barry's like, I had no sex.
Yeah, that was like they kind of
That was
set up
fun.
a thing of like. Honestly, I thought that was. I thought by the end he was gonna have sex was the point of that joke,
It comes around.
Because they show Iris, and Iris
Yeah.
seems like an important part, but she's not. And like, I was a little bit confused. I get it's a joke. I thought it was important though. It was like an
No,
important
it's a
joke.
one.
Right?
Iris West? More like
Then Iris would
sex.
actually have a function in this movie.
Yeah. That was a funny bit there. I did do a bit of a chuckle. No, not really at the flashback when Batman was like, I hide my insecurities. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty Batman, honestly. Yeah.
I have no sex.
I keep my
But
insecurities.
that's a
and
weird
always
ass thing.
strength.
Did you say random shit when you touch the thing?
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
because
it-
Batman was actually talking
he was-
about something,
yeah.
and then he
And then
says
Barry's
the truth
like,
thing.
I have no
but
sex.
Barry just says that. Like, was he just horny
Yeah.
at the moment or some shit?
Maybe.
So Wonder Woman is like,
Yeah. Oh my
"Ooh."
god, the woman.
Sorry, that
So
Iris
weird.
sex joke
By the
just came out of
way, can we
nowhere.
acknowledge that Shazam 2 had an actual good, funny joke about how Shazam was dating Wonder Woman? And they go to, remember they go to the dinner thing, and then Wonder Woman has the face of the wizard? You remember Shazam? That was really funny. That was
Yeah.
fucking funny. That was good.
Yeah.
I think Shazam 2, personally, in my opinion, was a much funnier. Like, the jokes, it had better, like, joke writing than in this movie.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the banter between the two Flashes is kind of funny, though.
Yeah. They did that. They did good. How did Ezra talk on set? He just talked to stunt guy,
Yeah.
like, and then wait
He
for.
talks to the guy with a mirror on his face.
Yeah, and he really hypes himself up in this movie. It's like, you can do it, man.
Yeah.
Do crimes, bro? Do crimes? Is that what you mean, Ezra Miller? I don't think
He
you should be
did the
telling us about
crimes.
this.
Who's it?
Huh?
Who's it? Do it.
Pennywise.
Ew.
Yeah, so he goes back in time. He gets stuck there because Dark Flash pushes him out. And you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. That was pretty
He's kind of
interesting,
accepts that.
intriguing.
It's like, damn, I got pushed.
I thought they forgot about that, but they bring it back at the end. I'm like, good,
Yeah.
good. I
Bring
thought that was
it
fun.
back. Break it down.
I feel like it was really dumb that he just straight up goes and sits with the family, just pretends to be Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Even though there's,
I guess he assumed that there is no Barry Allen, and because it's his timeline or some shit. And he is Barry Allen
it's.
somehow.
I would have just done a little bit of research first to figure out what year it was and all of that.
He's kind of, oh, my house, go in.
And he just immediately goes and interacts with. I feel like he would.
Didn't Batman
Wouldn't
say
he just
damn?
fuck off if he saw the other Barry Allen? Like, just fuck off.
Instead, he
Instead, he
tackles,
tackles
him,
him,
and then
Which was
assaults
honestly,
him.
that was a joke that legitimately got me.
Nice.
They do a funny camera zoom, and then you see him go just get
Wee.
tackled across the lawn. That was really funny. But yeah. And then it's just like them interacting and stuff. They give him his powers because now he goes, he needs to get his powers for him to go back.
I think the logic was he still thinks it's the same timeline. So if other Barry doesn't get Flash powers, then
Yeah, then
his
he
powers.
won't get. But I thought we established that's the way time works in this
because he hasn't
universe.
met the Batman yet.
Oh yeah, because he hasn't met Batman yet. I forgot.
He's dumb.
And then he loses his powers as a result because
Because he got zapped again.
because for some reason the guy is like, wait, I get zapped by lightning and that's how I get my powers.
He's late.
As far as
Yeah.
comic origins go, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He doesn't read comics.
Yeah. They have a funny bit when Barry Allen doesn't have his powers though, when he's like running. You know how he
Oh,
does
yeah,
his
he's
silly
gonna
little run?
run
He
around.
goes, wee, but he doesn't have his powers. That's pretty funny. Then they decide to go meet Batman. Batman's Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's got a beard, and he's like,
He's like
I don't want to
old
go.
beard Batman reminds me of like
Logan or something. I don't know.
Shaolin Temple Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. It's a story that's been done,
Yeah.
like a cliche that's been done countless times. Yeah. And they're like, all right, we're going to get Superman because Zod's come in. They go into the facility. That was all a lot of fun. I feel like this is the part that I genuinely was like vibing with. They go get Supergirl. Supergirl's like, fuck off. I don't want to help you. But then she kind of just changes her mind.
Because she saw Zod. It was like, oh my god, Zod.
But I feel like it was a bit rushed.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool, because they don't have a whole Man of Steel movie to flesh out her.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
this when they have that final Zod fight was really boring. It was just an open field. It's like they showed the ship in Metropolis. Why don't they do Metropolis? I guess they don't want to do it again. But like the field is kind of boring.
So Flash can run around.
Personally, I just wasn't a huge. Like, I thought it was cool to revisit Man of Steel, but I didn't want that to be the entire end battle
Yeah.
for me again. Because Zod is a fine villain for Superman, but like I just felt like it kind of boring. Because then they go, oh, the actual villain is Dark Flash, right? And then their fight is a lot more, even more boring than the field battle because it's just CGI. And they bring back that actress from Man of Steel as like the second in command. That was kind of cool. They all learn to get along. Big fight. Batman and Supergirl die.
Batman did
And
9/11.
they just go, oh, we'll go back in time to fix that, right? And I like how Batman's plan, I guess, is to kamikaze into the shield. Well, no, sorry, into the ship, right? Would that not have killed him anyway? I don't really know.
I think
I
he
guess you
planned
can.
to die. Because he's
It
like, I
seemed that
can't
way.
eject
But no, the
chair.
second time when they go back in time, he's like, Batman's going into things. He's got a shield. He goes, Roger that, and flies off. And I thought that was really
Right.
funny.
Yeah, but I think, wasn't his ship like broken? That's why he wants to eject.
What?
The ship's like fucked, right? That's why he wants to eject, but he can't. So he's like, I'm gonna kill myself. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he gets out anyway. How
'cause,
does he
like,
get out anyway?
You can see before that, the ship's fucked. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna eject, but the eject button doesn't work. So
But then how does he get out of the ship?
he can't? So he's like,
No,
all
he
right,
does get out of the ship. That's my point.
after that, right?
Because they go back in time, not to, like as in a few, like right as he's about to crash into the thing,
yeah.
and then he gets out.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I'm saying, like, before that, the Batman's plan was, I'm gonna crash because I can't leave the ship.
But he can leave the fucking ship because he leaves the ship.
That's a paradox.
What?
As in, like, that's the continuity error I'm pointing out here.
Okay, that's bullshit then. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, we figured it out, boys.
Okay, we figured it out. I get it. Okay, I get it. That's fucking
We're just
dumb.
calling continuity errors paradoxes, boys.
Because it's a time.
Well, that's the thing about the
timey-wimey.
actual original Flashpoint story. It's called the Flashpoint Paradox,
Yeah.
and they get away with it being a little paradox. This
Yeah.
movie doesn't get that.
So he planned to kill himself because the ship's broken and he can't leave. But then he can just wee.
I literally did. He kind of did plan to kill himself anyway, because when he's dying at the end, he's like, "Just don't save me, bro."
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then he just go wee and get out the ship.
yeah.
Does he go poo? Yeah.
All right. Anyway, they do it again. The characters both die again. They realize it's a fucked loop thing. Then you go into the Corona Mall thing, and it's like, oh, yo, the Flash is the younger Ezra Miller from this timeline, but he's doing a loop thing because he thinks he can save Batman and Supergirl, but he can't. And then together, the Flash killed the Flash, the Dark Flash.
By killing himself.
Also, that was a pretty brutal scene of the younger Ezra Miller getting the thing in his arm and then slashing the throat of the big. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But does he just keep getting things stabbed into him, and that's why it becomes crystal dark Flash?
Yeah.
If you
That's the
become
idea.
Speed.
Speed.
And then they do that really stupid scene of all of the universes getting together, and then this is where it gets to that point of like, fuck this movie, where it's like you're bringing back dead people, making them CGI and without their consent. Including George Reeves from the 60s, who notoriously committed suicide because of his role as Superman.
Right.
And that's where it's like, nah, this is crossing a line, as Tom Cruise once said. And they're like, nah, I don't fuck with that. That is bullshit. I don't think there was any actors in that part that were actually alive, except for the Nicolas Cage cameo.
He was
and
also
here's the thing about the
CGI.
Nicolas Cage. It was also CGI, but who knows about that Nicolas Cage thing other than... Do you know about the actual Nicolas Cage thing?
No, I just thought
This
that
is
was
my
Nick Cage.
fucking point. Did you go, oh, it's Nick Cage? Did you think like, why is it Nick Cage?
Because he's Nick Cage, bro.
The only reason, like the reason they do it is because he was meant to be Superman.
And
But they never did.
In like James Cameron's version or something. I can't remember.
Like, in
Someone
the
was meant to.
2000s.
Oh no, Tim Burton. Tim Burton was going to do a
Yeah.
Superman movie, and it was going to be Nick Cage. And it was so basically what they did was they did CGI from the test footage that was you can find on YouTube, and then the giant spider thing is a reference to the lost script.
Right.
But who the fuck would understand that unless you know about that stuff? Because personally, I don't think that scene works unless you get that shit.
Yeah.
No, I just thought Nick Cage being there was funny. I'll be honest.
Yeah. But to me, like, that was the part that I was like, oh my god, it's Nick Cage because of that fucking thing.
You need to have the context.
You need
behind it to
context.
The
really-
context I feel like would have elevated that
Yeah.
for the people who actually know about it.
Yeah.
Me as a layman watching, I was just like,
Wow, Nick Cage.
I can wank off to this film now.
Nice.
Nice.
But
He
yeah,
does
that
have
was
very defined muscles.
that
in
was the only
particular-
cameo that I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Though, like, who's it for?
Me.
Yeah.
And me.
Anyway, they fix
No.
things, I guess, because Barry puts the tomato sauce thing back in the thing. But, and then, yeah, they do it. The end scene is, I guess, kind of touching, but also kind of silly because it's that cliche of, she goes, well, I don't know who you are, but I feel like we know each other, so I'm going to give you a hug or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's sweet, but, like, also a little bit dumb.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Just
hug
a little
Ezra
bit.
Miller in a shopping center.
Especially when he looks like a criminal.
And
Yeah.
a blind person.
But also, he doesn't learn
Yes.
anything because he puts the tomato suit on the higher shelf so that his dad can be exonerated. That all works out. But then what does that lead to? The worst Batman coming back, and that's George Clooney, my least favorite Batman. And once again, James Gunn went and said, that is not the Batman of the... that'll be the Batman of the DCU. Cool, but as far as I know, he is, because that's what the movie showed me.
Yeah, then what's the point of having him?
Don't retcon it in an interview.
Yeah.
I have
But,
a
like,
right to be mad about that because you showed me the fucking movie.
Is that universe or that timeline supposed to be the James Gunn timeline?
The way I'm going to view it is a different timeline because now Ezra Miller can fuck off to that timeline. We don't have to see them again.
So then what's
But
the
also,
point?
what's the point?
Yeah.
That's my question. And for as far as I'm concerned, there is none.
Is it just another cameo? Look, it is him.
This movie is just the cameo of Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Also, the post-credit scene is just a silly Aquaman skit.
You have funny?
Yeah.
No?
still laughing at the food joke.
That was not... Okay.
Mad fun.
Mad funny. I think the post-credit scene's point was just to say Aquaman, Jason Momoa will be back as Aquaman in the DC universe moving forward.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
I think we covered all of the stuff.
Aquaman.
It's already 11. Holy shit. Okay.
When do you need to go?
I need ideally being gone away for by 12, but it's okay. We'll try and get this as quickly as possible. Let's just do some final verdicts.
Yes.
Hello.
I'm so tired from this review.
Flesh in the flesh.
Oh.
Fleshing out a story about madre un padre. I'm gonna give this one like a 5
Gosh.
Average.
because I like some things about it. I also didn't like things about it.
I feel like if I tried to do a Nick Cage accent, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I couldn't either.
No.
But you know, I like Michael Keaton, even though he was kind of not good in this movie. But I watched it with
He gets some cool action and stuff.
oh yeah, cool action stuff. But he was back, and I was high on the Batman, Michael Keaton Batman
Yeah.
train. So I was like, oh my god, it's him again.
Yeah.
And he said the funny line, and I was happy. So that's what makes it a 5.
We'll
I'd
go
say.
happy.
Yeah.
Sure. 5.
Yeah. You guys know I didn't like this movie. I think there is entertainment to be found there. Some of the banter between the flashes are funny. There's some decent action at times. I think Michael Keaton and Supergirl, they're great. Those are the good stuff. Everything else is terrible. Even if you look past the Ezra Miller stuff, that one issue I told you about the ending is ridiculous and should not have been in this movie. 4 out of 10.
Righty.
Right on.
That gives
So-
us a
4.8.
4.6 out of 10.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. 1 extraction.
2.
2 extraction.
Alrighty. The next movie we're going to talk about, I feel, is a much superior one, and that is Extraction 2.
Yes. Yes.
This is the new Chris Hemsworth film, directed by Sam Hargrave, written by Joe Russo. And the
And-
sequel to the first Extraction movie,
Yes.
which, just for some context, what have you guys seen the first Extraction movie?
Yes.
I forgot.
All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk
Shut the
about
fuck
it.
up.
No, because we legitimately talked about how he's going
I
to watch
do.
it, and then he didn't watch it. Because we
Yes.
watched Extraction 2, and he's like, yeah, I've got the first one downloaded, I'll watch that.
I
He
do
didn't
have
watch it.
I do have.
Did you like it?
Hey.
For me, it's like a 9 out of 10 movie. I really like the first one.
I was confused when I went online and I saw like averaging reviews.
Yeah, because it's a movie for action fans, not really
Right.
general.
Because the plot's pretty simple. It's like
I feel like the
extraction.
plot really works in the first one. I feel like there's an actual emotion, like the bond between the kid and Chris Hemsworth is really good.
Yeah.
Which is gonna. The reason I'm addressing this is because I think the plot of this one is weaker, and I want to talk about why I think
Yeah.
so. That's why I'm like, I generally think the first one's a 9 out of 10. Also, it's pretty innovative for an action movie.
Yeah.
They build on a lot of the stuff from the first movie in terms of the actual action, like the one takes and stuff.
Yep.
And I think, because the first one was a genuine surprise, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I really like.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
for
would give it the first one like an 8 or 9.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yo.
And Sam Hargrave is a stuntman. He worked on the Avengers
Exactly.
movies, Captain America, so it's like, yeah. And he has a very unique way of shooting. Like, everything's pretty much handheld because he is running around with the camera.
Oh.
In the first movie, you know how they do like car chases and shit, and he's strapped to the front of the car
Yeah.
while the car's driving, holding a camera.
Oh.
And there's similar stuff with the
I
way they
think
shot
I've
this.
seen behind the scenes footage.
Yeah,
Style,
it's really cool. Anyway, Extraction 2. I fucking love this movie. With the caveat of I don't think it's as good as the first one. I think the action, they've upped themselves in terms of the action, and that's where I think this movie really carries. However, the story in this one, I'm going to say, whereas the first one I think is got a good story, not a great story, but I think a good story. This one I feel like has a bad story.
It's
And
kind
a bad to okay story. And that's where I don't think it's as strong as the first.
Yeah.
But I think the action carries it to a point where I think this is still a very good movie. What do you guys think? For your first
When you
impressions?
spell it out like that, I agree.
Yeah, I thought the action was really good. Chrissy was very good. But yeah, I guess the general plot of kid being like, you're not my dad. Or more like,
Well, that's a little bit
Yeah.
spoilery. The kid is awful in this. Like, I hate the kid. You know,
Yeah, 'cause
every
it's
time we watch the movie, I said
funny.
whenever someone had a gun around the kid, I was like, shoot the fucking kid.
Jack hates kids.
Because it's the cliche of like the kid being dumb to progress the plot.
Yeah.
Even though it contradicts the kid's character, which we'll talk a bit about a little bit. And there's a lot of coincidences in the way the story is set up, where it's like it's all very personal to Chris Hemsworth because of a coincidence, kind of.
Yeah, yes.
And unfortunately, I'm just not a huge fan of sequel baiting, and this movie did do that too much for me. Whereas like the first one felt like it didn't need a sequel, and I'm like, when they announced the sequel, I'm like, okay, I genuinely do want a sequel because they weren't trying to push for one. And
Yep.
like he literally died in the first movie,
But he not dead.
but he don't dead. We'll just talk more about how in spoilers, I guess. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but yeah, overall we enjoyed.
Enjoy.
All right, we'll talk about the acting, and I think the acting is great.
Mhm.
I don't think there's like super. It's not a huge like emotional role for anyone, I think. But the physicality is great. I would like to
Physicality.
shout out. I can't remember her name, but the
Yeah.
friend of Chris
Nick.
Hemsworth's
The character's
character,
name
The
is
character
Nicky.
name.
Nick.
Yeah.
Something.
she was fucking amazing.
Mm.
She gave me huge COD vibes.
Yeah.
That's what I was watching this video. I'm like, I would
Call of
actually really like to see
Duty.
the director make a Call of Duty movie because I feel like he could pull it off.
Mm.
The other thing with me of that actor is I wouldn't like to try to pronounce her name either.
Yeah.
What's the
that?
name? I'll pronounce it for you.
Like if
Yeah, okay,
I'm-
let's try
So
it.
like, if I get cancelled, I get cancelled, not you. Shifte Farani.
Yeah, we're not sure if that's right, but yeah.
Shifte Farani.
She was
Obviously,
incredible.
yeah.
I think she was the standout. Don't get me wrong, Chris Hemsworth was fucking great, but she was also really good. She has some great hand-to-hand combat sequences.
yeah.
She looks like a COD operator to me. She just has that look to her. I'm like, I kind of want to play
Dang.
as her in Modern Warfare or something.
Crossover event.
My one complaint in terms of the acting, it's not an actual acting thing. It's more like I feel like Idris Elba was really underutilized in this movie. I'm
I think
like,
on purpose,
It was in
but
two
also yeah.
scenes.
yeah, and because I don't like when it's like here, cool actor,
Yeah.
but we'll save him more for the sequels.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of when they do
He
that.
just becomes like a nameless cameo.
Yeah, he literally he goes, "What's your name?" And he goes, "That's not important."
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
He's
important.
credited with a name, I think.
Really?
I think.
Because
His name is Luther.
Yes.
that would be funny. We'll cross
Oh
over.
god, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because not Luther, Chris, Idris Elba is a pretty physical. He can do a bit of action, right?
Big man.
Not to the extent of Chris Hemsworth, I think.
He punches.
He does a great
doors.
job in this movie, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Writing. This is where I don't think it works quite as well. Though this, like, I can honestly excuse it because it's not the point of the movie. The point is really good action. And this movie has a 20-minute, not real, like a one take in inverted commas. It's not really a one take, but to look like one take for
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Stitched.
I think that's like,
Pretty cool.
that's incredible. And the choreography was just on point. Everything was so cool. He punches with fire at one point.
Yep.
How fucking cool is that?
And you
Much
bet
fire.
Netflix used that scene as their promotional footage.
Well, the main promotional footage is actually landing the chopper on the train because that was real. That wasn't CGI,
Oh, yeah.
which is
They
kind of
didn't
incredible.
land it, though. They just kind of dropped off the guys on the train.
Yeah, but they put it really close to the
Close,
thing
yeah.
because they had to. Obviously, got to be close enough so they could easily just hop off the,
Yeah.
which is like pretty incredible.
Pretty cool.
But
pretty cool.
no, the chopper can't shoot. So that was the funny. You remember? Can't
Oh
aim.
yeah,
Nobody can aim in this movie.
Everyone misses for some reason.
Yeah,
There's one time there was just a bullet like 1 inch, like
yeah.
going 1 inch next to Chris.
There's a
Hemsworth.
lot of that in
Yeah,
this
okay.
movie. If that's something that bothers you,
I was
you're
like,
gonna
"Dang."
be affected in this one. The plot is basically there's a bad guy who is the brother of this. So this bad guy, he's basically leads like a terrorist
Is
organization.
he in the last movie?
No.
No.
That's why this is kind of like bullshit. It's a shame they didn't bring the kid back. The kid was really good in the last movie.
Yeah.
Then they kind of go for a whole different thing with this one.
And then crossover event in the third one.
Maybe. Oh yeah, that's Extraction 3 got announced, by the way. Well, obviously, like yeah.
Extraction.
And this is still genuinely a great movie.
Tres.
I find it funny that
They should,
it
put
would be...
Extraction, they should do the next one in theaters, by the way. That would
Yeah,
be cool.
definitely.
Sorry,
I find it
couldn't-
funny
yeah.
that the Russo brothers were the ones to be like, yeah, we're interested in making this a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Another one.
I don't feel like they need to do a cinematic universe. but like just well-made action. I like the same like the directors is great. So it's like, sorry, what was I saying? So it's like bad guy is the leader of like a terrorist group. His brother is like got a family who he like domestic violences. Also, they're in prison. And Chris Hemsworth's job is to essentially extract that family because coincidentally, that's his like nephew. Like that's the sister-in-law.
Yeah, family.
Ex-sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Which is kind of stupid because that's just a complete coincidence, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah.
But they want to explore that he has a kid or something.
So yeah, it links to stuff. Yeah, I guess. Oh, so we just noticed how it's basically Uncle vs. Uncle was the movie,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny.
Uncle v Uncle.
Yeah, the drama between the kid didn't work for me.
It's funny.
Mainly because in the start of the movie, he notices the domestic violence and he's like, "Are you okay, Mum?"
Yeah, but then it's like, damn, I gotta.
And later he changes his mind. He pretended he didn't know that.
It's like I gotta keep on the legacy
As a terrorist, by the way.
and a domestic violence.
Yeah.
An actor. Yeah, it's like I gotta keep it within the family.
Boy.
Gotta keep up the terrorism.
So that stuff wasn't working a lot for me. There was also that one funny pacing moment where it was like Chris Hemsworth and kid has an argument.
Yeah.
They cut to the villains doing something. They cut back and then it was Chris and him resolving the argument.
Yeah.
I was like, that was really weird.
Yeah.
But then it's not actually resolved. It was like, I guess.
It's like, okay,
Because he just
man.
changes his mind again. That kid keeps fucking like, stay consistent, fucking kid.
The argument was funny because the kid was like, at least I have a dad.
Yeah, that was funny, bro. I don't know
And
if it
then
was
Chris was like, dang.
yeah. Also, I like how Chris was like, he was just straight up like, yeah, I killed your dad because he was like about to kill your mum.
Yeah.
Like, man was just telling the straight truth, bro. That kid is capping, bro.
But
not Chris.
it was not Chris who killed the dad.
Yeah, technically it was the mum, but they never
even
addressed
according
it.
to Chris, kid's just confused.
Yeah,
Confusion.
that's I guess the overall justification, but like it's just to the point of being a bit beyond reality.
Yeah.
There's a character death that it was a little bit cliche as well. I was like, oh, that person's gonna die. I really said that when we watched the movie because
Oh, yeah.
they weren't gonna kill off the other character.
Was that guy in the last movie?
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
didn't have. He just doesn't have a huge role, which is why like he's
Yeah,
safe to kill off, I guess. In this, yeah, this movie has them cliches, but like it's not about the story. It's just about the story is basically you just want to get from action sequence to action sequence, and for that, it's fine. It's still a bad story, but like it's fine. I don't care that much. I don't know if it bothers you as much because it doesn't really. It's just a shame that the first one, the story was genuinely pretty good, on top of like a really good action sequence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we cinematography?
Yeah.
Very well shot.
Yes.
It's like it's very distinctive. Literally, man running around with the camera is pretty much the vibe. I think they're passing cameras to people to pass along to get these.
There's one
big
part I
takes.
thought was pretty like funny. Not funny, I guess more impressive with how they did that.
Yeah.
So there's one bit where they were on the ground floor outside. The camera went up to a bridge.
Yeah.
And then it followed the guy into a building.
Yeah.
So who was there?
There's a man with a little wingsuit on his back.
They flew up.
He flew up.
Mm.
Actually, that was a drone.
Yeah, but then they had to pass it to someone to walk into the building, right?
It would. I assume it's a digital cut sort of thing situation.
A funny, hidden
But,
cut.
yeah. Yeah, it
But that was
good.
cool.
A man.
That's like a good way of meshing CGI with what's it
exactly.
called? Principal photography. That's what you call it, right?
It's like what they did in 1970.
Photo
That
mapping.
one shot they always break down of the camera falling.
Yeah.
While with the guy falling, but it was just a cut with the guy dropping the camera a bit, and then the second action sequence continuing it, and then blurring it.
Yeah.
But also, I like the idea of a guy running with the camera, and then a crane lifting him up onto the
Oh.
bridge, and then he keeps running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like on top of the great cinematography, you got those action sequences that are really, really well done.
Yeah.
I think that makes it even more distinctive in terms of like they can do these really good set pieces. It's also really brutal, this fucking movie. Hand gets
They
sliced
do
up. There's a lot of
good.
lovely stuff, and I love it. I love it, bro. I'm all there for it. It's kind of funny that they actually things kind of decline. They get less impressive as you go along. It's like the big one take at the start, and they have a
Yeah.
pretty cool like city fight, I guess, and then like a little battle at the end, a little personal one.
When was the train? That was in the middle somewhere.
No, the train was at the very start.
Was it?
That was because that was an entire 20-minute
that was
sequence.
the
Yeah,
extraction. Then the last fight was the church fight.
just a little fight.
Little fight.
Little fight.
But it was intense and personal.
It was intense and personal. Yeah. Editing visuals. I think it was pretty on point. Everything was pretty good.
Mhm.
I thought some of the gun when it's like high caliber machine guns and shit looked a little bit funny. It's the muzzle flashes were a little bit too CG for me, like a little funky CGI. Kind of looked like lasers, but not really.
Yeah, because they look like lines.
Yeah. But that's like a little nitpick. I don't really care. I thought everything was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realistic grenades.
Yeah.
Good.
Sound.
I like the guns.
Yeah, so we specifically were like those gunshots are really good, and like
You said they're very COD.
yeah, it's also it's does like COD. You can hear things on your left and right of your ear
binaural
of where things
audio.
are coming from, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like a new ish feature I think from that Netflix incorporated or something.
Really?
Yeah, spatial audio I think is a new thing for now,
Okay.
Interesting.
and yeah, this is a movie that does. So
But that would require using headphones, right?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
which is what I was watching Netflix on
Yes.
headphones. It was good.
Like a gaming. Wow.
I guess spoilers. There's not much. It's gonna be like one thing pretty much, but we can talk about spoilers. Yeah.
Sure.
The main thing is they set up for a sequel at the end.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. Oh, and the dude dies. So it's like I can't remember all the characters. It's like Chris Hemsworth. There's the girl, and then there's a dude. That's kind of like the trio of
Yes.
Extraction.
yeah. He dies. That's kind of it. Like, yeah. Is there anything else to address?
Idris Elba was credited as Olcott.
He never says his name though. Like he
No.
distinctly says, "I'm not telling you my name, but it's my boss. You should be.
Oh.
My boss is
Yeah.
a wild one."
Yeah.
Spoilers, Idris Elba does not kiss Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Theo was
Major
really excited
letdown.
for that. Yeah, for sure.
Because he promised the kissy.
Yeah.
He did not. Very sad.
Yeah. Idris Elba was just credited as Olcott.
Funny name.
All right, that's
Right.
cool, right? Final verdicts.
That is cool.
Alrighty on.
Yeah, Extraction 2, definitely higher than a 2. I like this one. Very cool action. Chrissy did a good job. Yeah, a lot of fun. Story's alright, I guess. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
I was literally thinking the same number in my head. Extraction 2 cubed.
For me, I'm kind of very. I can easily sum up this with one sentence: action good, story bad. That's kind of the way I feel.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a 7.5 or an 8. I'll go with an 8 for consistency.
Dramatic.
Alright.
All right.
Hell
8 out
yeah.
of 10. Extraction 2.
Yo.
Watch the first one if you have it as well. They're both good.
Let's go.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
now it's time to speed through some news.
Yo.
Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
What's in the news?
That was good.
Yo, my passport is arriving today.
You're
Oi.
based, bro.
Oh, like the forged ones that they get in Extraction.
Yes.
What's your
Oh.
Well, okay, if you had to pick a different name to completely mask your identity, Or would
Chris
it-
Hemsworth. No one will be able to tell the difference.
Cool.
You'd be looking at the password like, Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh, McLovin. Yeah. I don't know why I put this in my news, but I was like, Taylor Swift is coming to Australia.
That's a bit of the
Yes,
news,
yes,
in the
yes,
news.
yes.
I'm very excited.
For all the
Oh, yes.
Swifties and our
I'm a little
listeners,
Swiftie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
check it out. Buy the $900 tickets, the $1,000 tickets.
It's
before they run
honestly,
out.
the pricing is really good. If you want to go, like, tickets are less than $100. So, like,
Cheapest one.
Yeah.
But you're sitting all the way at the back, maybe.
Backseat.
well, it's
yo.
like
In a
MCG, you know?
stadium, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, tickets go on sale next week. Let us know if you're going. This is an interesting one that I thought was pretty good because I saw this from the actual person on YouTube and I thought that we could bring some attention. You guys know Yong Ye, the YouTuber?
I don't think so.
Who there?
He's kind of like he does reports on like video games and stuff. He's a video game
Oh,
reviewer,
Yeah, right.
news guy. He's the English voice for the Like a Dragon protagonist from now on.
The Afro guy? Or a new guy?
I think that's the main guy. Or like have you seen the new game trailer? I think
haven't.
we watched it last week or something.
But is it a different guy from Like a Dragon 7? Or Like a Dragon?
I think it's the latest one is Like a Dragon something, right?
It's not Like a Dragon 2. Is it a
No,
different?
it's like is it called like Guided or something?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, if it's not Afro guy,
'Cause we're up
then
to
it's a different guy.
like
yeah.
the next one coming out after the next one, I believe is 9, right? We're up to 9
Yes.
because we got like I think a
Because
spin-off
that would
coming
be
out.
technically 8.
I guess.
It's Like a Dragon is 7.
Yeah.
So it's a
I don't
different
know
guy.
much
Oh,
about this
okay.
franchise. I just thought it was
Yeah.
interesting because I
Because
literally
actually,
subscribed to the
if
YouTuber.
it's the same guy, that would make sense because he already had an actor. So
Yeah, it's a guy who's
The
already
new
had a
guy.
voice actor. He's
they
just a
changed
new
it?
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
best wishes to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very, he loves the character as well. So like it's a
I
like a
haven't caught
dream,
up.
it's a full story
Yeah.
dream come true sort of thing. So like
I
yeah.
need to play Yakuza 6 and then I can play Yakuza 7.
Yeah, it's PlayStation 5 as well. So like
Yeah.
yeah.
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
We watched the trailer for Bedtime Stories, Brian.
Mhm.
It'll
Seems very
I
exciting.
might watch it like before I go to sleep. You know that sort of
It's
vibe.
a good plan.
Batman Brave and the Bold. If you remember, that's the first Batman movie in this new DCU.
Oh,
That the director is confirmed to be the same director as the Flash.
oh.
And I think because we said that the Batman action is probably like the best part, right, of the
Yeah,
Flash
sure.
movie,
Yeah.
could be good.
could
Yeah.
be good. Could be good.
I like the idea
Who's the
that
Batman, though?
Batman
That's the
takes
real
off his
Is
hat
it
and then
gonna
he's just an egg.
be
Yeah.
or bold Batman?
Yes.
All right.
The brave and the
We
bold.
watched the trailer for One Piece, the Netflix live action.
Oh yeah.
So do you feel like you could say a bit more because you've watched One Piece?
I don't know. I'm like, they could pull it off well. Everyone's
CGI
all
was
like,
bad though.
yeah, everyone's like shitting on it. But if they can get the story well, I probably won't mind.
Yeah.
They at least get the essence of One Piece well. I feel like they're gonna do a lot because One Piece does a lot of like social commentary.
Oh,
So I feel like if Netflix can do that in an honest, well, in a, what do you call it? In a way that's
and the
accurate to the original.
yeah.
Because the writer of the One Piece manga is
he's actively involved in it.
exactly, so they're at least gonna get that well, I think. And this is mainly targeting Japanese audience, I think. Anyway,
Is it?
I feel like that's the main goal.
Then why say it in English?
So because American,
Netflix.
But why are they targeting
So-
Japanese?
so
audience?
Americans, because so the Japanes can have something American to watch.
Oh, they'd be like, oh, I know
Japanese
One
people
Piece.
love American
They'd be like,
things.
wow, they
Yeah.
speak ego. Sugoi desu ne.
Yeah.
If it's American, I notice a distinct lack of white people. What's this? Comment in the comment below.
But we don't need white people, right?
Yeah, visually, the anyone who's watched any 2D shit is not gonna like the 3D shit. But if they can get the
Oh,
story good, it's might
Fucking
be good.
arm thing. That was weird. In other
It's,
Netflix
Mr.
news.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no. In the like the CGI
Oh,
for the
yeah.
arm looked bad. In other Netflix news, Linda Hamilton is in Stranger Things season 5. That's pretty fucking cool.
Linda.
A little for all your 80s action movie
Oh.
fans out there. A little Terminator on the side. Love that. Genuinely, that's pretty hype.
She
I
gonna
like
be
her.
another old lady in the woods, be like, "Yo, watch out for the crazy monster!" Like all the other
Wait,
old
have
ladies.
you watched Stranger Things? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, because you caught
pulled
up
Yeah.
to me later. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We got a trailer for Sony Marvel's Craven.
Moya.
Mm-mm.
Moya.
Looking
Funny.
funny.
I don't know.
Lion the Man.
I saw a lot of. Do they need to do this?
I will say it looks better than like Morbius.
Yeah.
I like how it's rated R. Lots of
Oh.
gore in the yeah, there's a lot of gore in the trailer.
Yeah.
It was like he was biting into people and shit like that. I think it's a little bit silly that they've made him have superpowers now because he got bitten by a lion. That's not accurate to the comics.
Was he
Yeah.
just man who likes
Yeah, it's just-
He wasn't bitten by a lion. His blood infused with that oil.
Yeah, a little bit silly. They're
Yeah.
also doing something similar with Rhino, it seems, in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because Rhino's like a real rhino.
By rhino.
Or his blood. Yeah.
No, he got sat on.
Oh shit.
Look, I want an entertaining movie. If it's good, I hope it's good. I don't really want any movies to be bad, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, the rhino's like horn is in a syringe, and he got impaled by the rhino, and then the rhino's
Oh.
venom glands went through the horn into the guy, and then the guy was like, "I am rhino now."
Up his ass.
Okay, move on.
All right. In other Marvel news, Jonathan Majors is awaiting a trial in August.
That's all we need
Shut
to say
up.
about that, I think.
So, do we think that he's going to be recast? Because I'm still thinking he's going to
What's
be
he on
recast.
trial for?
Domestic violence. Do you remember?
Oh. You are not the father
You're right, I hit the Millie Rock.
in New York.
If it's a funny like
Poop
TikTok or
in my
something.
son.
Yeah.
Hit the goodie.
Hit the gritty in the court, man.
I wrote Nintendo stuff, but I don't really have much things to say about that. Nintendo had their direct, new Mario games, etc.
I haven't watched that.
I mean,
but
me neither.
I'll give it a- Is there anything good in there?
We're getting a new 2D Mario game. We're getting a Mario RPG, and we're getting
Oh, Mario RPG.
another Mario thing that I forgot. We're getting a Princess Peach spin-off, I think.
Oh.
I think we're getting Detective Pikachu 2.
With Danny DeVito?
Hey,
No.
it's me,
Was he
Mario.
what?
It's
No,
me,
he wasn't in
Pikachu.
there, but it's just some Italian man be like, hey,
I'm Pikachu.
it's Pikachu.
Hey, Pikachu.
Pikachu.
And the last thing I thought we could end on a positive note to say Exo Kitty Season 2 has been confirmed.
Yo.
I will be
Yo.
watching it when it drops on Netflix.
Great.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Great.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yo.
Yeah, well, check us out unholy.pod on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
You know the deal.
Unholytrinity@gmail.com for your business inquiries.
Questions and
Give us a
comments.
sponsorship, please.
And we also have a YouTube channel that we haven't uploaded to in ages, but that's basically that's our backlog catalog of stuff, basically.
Yeah.
I probably did something on Extraction back then.
You probably did.
Maybe I did.
We met.
All right, see you guys in the next episode.
Bye
Hint to what we're watching next week. Probably like Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.